Mary Papa.
C as in cat, Charlie Mary Doctor.
CMD, and then double click on CMD or just click on CMD?
Okay. Sorry. Actually, it's not CMD. Type MSTSC. Let me ping you. That makes it easier.
I'm sorry. What was that again? What was the second one?
Let me give it to you. So I have. It is there in your chat. Not the CMD. Take the below one. MSTSC. Good morning, Nanda Prasad. I see you. Thank you for joining the call and the late night view.
Good morning, Ganesh.
So any time of the day, I was told I'll have to wish a good morning if it is the first time. So let me see how fresh it will be. So did you type MSTSC, Bettina?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, when you just click on enter, there should be an pop-up with remote desktop. That's an application. Remote desktop is an application. So Nanda Prasad, were you able to install Oracle on your computer?
No, Ganesh. Actually, I am having trouble with my system. I'm planning to buy a new laptop.
Oh, okay.
So maybe this week I will try to install that on the system.
Sure. If at all you have trouble, I will provide you a remote login. That's what I'm talking to Tina also. Because
okay,
is not useful.
Yeah, if it is possible, then I can use timing. That is good for me also. I mean, actually,
sure, we can provide you remote desktop, not a problem. In general, remote desktop is provided for other courses like data warehouse and data services, because Oracle is a very simple tool to install and configure.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I made it as a public IP, and you can connect from your home and practice anytime.
Yeah, actually, I'm facing issue in this session also. Sometimes it is hanging up. That's why I was not able to see the screen.
Your buffer memory is too low. It could be buffer is too low, so it's not able to buffer it. So most probably you might have to format.
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
It should be okay.
Yeah, most probably by next week I think I will be good. All this I will set up everything by next week.
Sure.
Today only. I have to face.
Not a problem. You have a week in between, so you will be able to do it. So I don't know, the rest of the participants are not here yet, but still I will continue another 2 minutes. We'll start. Before the 2 minutes, let us fix the issues. Like Tina is currently having issues, and I'm helping out to connect to the remote machine. So that, when I write a query, you can also try to mimic, and it will be easy. Tina, I think you're making a tea for me.
What's that?
I see that you're making a tea for me.
No, I'll have to call my mother for that. I cannot do it.
Okay. So, did you get onto the screen, Windows remote desktop?
I got to that screen and I put in the Z Cloud 15 welcome C9C. Is that what I have to put in there?
Correct. I gave you a secret password and you made it public.
Oh, sorry.
So that's
sorry.
No, that's fine. I was still
when I do
not started.
See, when I do that, it comes up remote desktop, do not find the computer. This might mean that what does not belong to the specified network.
Okay, not a problem. So look at my screen. Do you see the same way? Did you also key in the 25,000? It's the port number 122.175.36.132:25000. It has to be in the same format.
I see. Oh, do I put that in as well, computer? So I put that in.
Okay. And after you put that, there is a button called Options. Please click on the options, and then I'll be able to help you out. In the username, try giving server / let me type it here. server/zcloud50. This is the format. You should be able to pick it up now.
Okay, so one more. So when I come to the remote desktop connection where it says computer name, which one do I put in?
Computer name is still 122.175.36.132. That's the IP number. And the username, put it as server /zcloud15. I mean, the way I gave you. And Nanda Prasad, I will also guide you the same way. I mean, we have a document actually. We'll send you the document and you should be able to connect your remote machine and use it for now before you fix your computer.
Sure.
Yeah, it is fairly easy. It's just a remote desktop, so you don't need to install anything, and you'll be directly onto my phone.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Ganesh, I'm still having issues. I'm sorry to say that.
Oh, okay. So let us do it after the class or tomorrow. I will ask them. I do have an option. I can make you as a presenter right now because I don't see all the participants. You can show me what is happening on your screen and I should be able to do it. Because even rest of the people want this. So let me do it as a first 10-minute thing. Very important. So I'm making you as a presenter. All you need to do is share your screen. Now your share my desktop will be highlighted. Just click on the triangular button on the right hand side and share your screen. I'll be able to see it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that's not good.
So in here, yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to look at it. Yeah. I see yours is in Hamlet and 64-bit and Windows 7 Premium. You have 7 Premium, not the Vista, so you're good.
Oh, okay.
You're in good shape. And can you go back to the same MSTSD one more time? I do think you are using your phone, but you still can use your headset along with the computer, which makes it easier for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and here, yes, please key in the system number I gave you.
Okay, let me pull that up.
Sure.
I have multiple things going on, I'm sorry.
Sure, not a problem. There is a little bit of noise from Satya. Yeah, we did not start the session yet. We are setting up and I'm guiding how you can make use of Oracle that is existing on our server. So Satya, you can also follow what I'm trying to communicate here. I'm giving an IP address for people who could not install Oracle. This is the way we generally provide it. So you are remotely logging into our computers wherein you can practice it. But the best way is again to have your client installed and that it would work. So click on options, Tina. There is an options button.
Okay, username.
Yeah.
Give me the username one more time.
Yeah, server, SERVER, // Yeah. I think you did it previously, right? It's the other way slash. It's a backslash.
Okay.
Yeah, and zcloud15.
CLOUD cloud 15.
Yeah, and password is case sensitive, but you can connect and then it will ask for password. Try to click on connect.
Connect, okay.
Yeah. Now it will ask you for the password, and then you should be there. See, it asks you for the password. Password is case sensitive, so please use the cap for the first letter, and then you should be good. So the physical servers are sitting in India, guys, and we have a 20 Mbps line, which is more powerful enough, for you to connect and practice. Click on S, and you are inside our server. Satya, anyhow, because you are inside our network, you should be able to easily use it. So you are inside our computer, Tina. It's a remote mission, so you don't need to do any of this. It's trying to install Java. Just click cancel. You should be able to, go to command prompt and use SQL Server right away. Just click cancel.
Cancel. Okay.
Yeah, you just can skip that. In start menu, type CMD. So in here, you type SQL plus and you have the SQL prompt. That's all. SQL plus. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
And then right?
Yes. So here you give it Scott /Tiger @ the @ symbol. It's the shift 2. Yeah. ORCL. ORCL, no E. Yeah. Just click enter and you are there. You can practice whatever in the class I write. You can also write as well as what I do. It's the same SQL statement. It is the same computer mission. So you should be able to easily practice. So for rest of the people even, we'll do it. Not all the participants that were here are available right now. I see Lalita. Lalita, thank you for joining us again. And there is Nanda Prasad, there is Satya, there is Shyam. So there is a new entry called Kashi, and in Shyam's place, I think he's taking the computer. But Shyam will also be joining. He tried to connect from his home. Maybe he has some trouble. And Shiva, could you please call Shyam and check with him if there is any trouble connecting, because he was trying to connect from his home computer instead of coming here. I can pass you Shyam's number right there. So Lalita, before you joined, what we were trying to do here is, I was checking if everyone are able to install Oracle, but not everyone are able to install Oracle. So I'm trying to help out Tina to, log on to our servers and practice it. So she is able to comfortably log into my server, and I will ask my administrator, to provide you with login if at all your local computer doesn't support Oracle installation, but it should support, and we should be able to give you some tech support on weekdays. All my staff will be here. I will ask a couple of guys to help you, and they will be able to get it working. So Tina, could you please pass me the presenter right, so that we generally if you want to present something, I'm fine, else I will take care of it.
No, I'm all right. How do I pass it back to you?
Okay. In the participants, click on my name, right click and say I'm the present. So you can click right. Okay, I already got it. My friend, my coordinator took care of me. So okay. I have the presentation. Yeah, because he's the host, he can actually do it. And did any one of you get a chance to click on the WebEx link that we provided yesterday after the class? Just to check if it is working for you, or do you have any trouble using it? I don't expect you to watch all the 4 hours video and come back to the class, because it's very hard over the weekend. You want to spend time with your family. I can totally understand. But just checking, if at all you got a chance, at least to click on the link and see if it is working.
I was able to connect onto that.
Okay. Yeah, generally for people logging in from USA, it's your buffer speed. The internet bandwidth is high, so it's easy. For people in India, it may be a little complex. So welcome to Training Clouds, and let us kick off the session for today. So thank you everyone for being on time. So though there is a couple of minutes of delay, still we did not proceed anyway in the class. So you are there from the starting. And welcome Kashi. Kashi is a new joinee. Though we connected him as Shyam, I understand that Kashi is here and he is very much interested in learning database concepts, SQL and Oracle. And again, I would like to mention, this session is more about SQL, not Oracle or neither Oracle nor SQL. The people who, anyone who can learn SQL should be able to work comfortably in Oracle or SQL Server or Teradata. But people who learn Oracle, they'll feel uncomfortable to log on to SQL Server and start working on it because, they feel it's syntactically different. No, it's not actually syntactically different. SQL is a structured query language, which means it's a container. You can put soda into it or cool drink into it or juice into it. It takes it. So whatever the liquid form you give it, how a tumbler or a glass can hold, is the same way SQL can do it. So I'm teaching you database, RDBMS, and then SQL. In the last class, in the last 2 hours, I will show you only the character set is different between Oracle and, SQL Server. So if at all, all of us are, Indians, including Tina, I think you also hail from Asian or Indian country. So the base for any of our languages is Sanskrit. So the base for any database language is SQL. After that only it comes whether we are speaking Telugu or Kannada or Tamil, every of these languages is being, derived from the base language Sanskrit. It's the same way. SQL is like Sanskrit, but it is not as complex as Sanskrit. So don't worry about, complexity. It makes your life easier because, we are learning it from a good foundation perspective. So it's the same intensive training and adaptive learning and training presentation technique I'm going to use even for today. So the Career by Choice program today is going to cover the RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Yesterday we saw only DBMS, wherein, we try to create tables and insert data. That's all we did yesterday. There is no connectivity between these two tables in order to, do further. But today it is a relational work. Let me tell you, the terminology is the same. Here still we have to, use data definition language, DDL, and data manipulation language, and DCL. Data control language is also called as a transaction control language. Both are the same. And you don't need to remember the definition of any of them. Just keep it away or keep away from definitions because theoretical knowledge is the one which is going to kill you. And we're going to talk about referential integrity. The moment we have RDBMS, we need referential integrities to be built into tables so that they have this primary key foreign key relationship. So we'll talk about that today, and you'll be learning about joins. You'll be learning to use several SQL statements. We will use several set operators. It is going to be a fantastic session for anyone who wanted to learn SQL. And I'm using Oracle in the same way I can open up SQL Server and then, run the query parallelly on SQL Server, and you will see the magic that it works on both of them. Today I'm affected a little bit with cold, so in between you might feel a little bit noisy. My throat is not so well today, but still, the class will continue as it is, but bear with a few sounds that you might get from my sneezing and the coughing. So, yesterday, if you remember, this is the slide I have shown you that this is metadata actually, not data, sorry. I have modified it my earlier slides, but not in this one. So people always get confused between data and metadata. Metadata is only the definition of the data, saying that a glass is metadata, water is data. It's that easy for you to understand. Metadata is just a placeholder. So here is my RDBMS concept. I missed to actually open one of the slides there, and I will show it to you. Look at the RDBMS, how does it look like? It has been like 6 tables that we have above. These are the 6 tables. I connected them, and I'm going to tell you how I connected and what is the relationship between them. Are they husband and wife, or son and mother, or daughter and the father? I will let you know. Or some of them could be even lovers. So RDBMS has everything, the same relationships that every human has. Some of them could be husband and wife, wherein they are directly related to each other, or indirectly related to each other, however you can correlate. But it is kind of the same relationships like every human has. database tables also have. So let us see. Let me pull out one other slide, which is from my data warehousing presentation that will actually help you to actually relate yourself between an RDBMS and an apartment complex. So let me show you how an apartment complex looks like and how an RDBMS looks like. So I have the data warehousing slide. Just let me open it for you. It will be quite interesting. The correlation here. I will try to do as much as in a poetic way so that your mind has a reference to whatever you are learning. So let me just open up that slide. You should be just 1 second. Here. Anyhow, the same presentation you would see it when we actually start our data warehousing class after database. The concept of database is very important for you to understand before you learn anything about data warehousing. So here is what I can show you. This is what I was talking about. Compare your apartment complex to a database. So see here, it is the same kind of layout, an apartment complex along with a schema. You can just imagine all the corridors form connection between two homes. Every of them has a door to open, a key for the door. Today we are going to talk about the key, the door, the check constraint, the referential integrity. All this will happen in the today's class. But you internally relate it to your apartment complex, whichever you are living, and you'd never forget the RDBMS concept. RDBMS came in exactly as the apartment home. So this is actually a correlation or analogy that I generally give for people so that, it's a benchmarking concept and you'll never forget it in your life. Because I learned Oracle in the same way, and so I never forget the basic concept. I'm strong with the concept. Maybe I don't program too much as several other developers did, but I'm, I can actually teach well than what I do in my own practice on the projects. Because in projects, you are having blindness. Maybe, see, if you are a master chef, but still, it is depending upon whatever the customer would have ordered. You are good at making chicken dum biryani, but he wants just only a cup of dal. So you can't say, or you cannot offer him that I can make chicken dum biryani because he ordered for dal. It's the same way. We learn several things in our, trainings, but we use only one of them or a couple of them as an arm for us when we go into a project. In a project, the requirements will be very limited, but you have to learn in depth of each of these concepts so that you have confidence to work on a project. That's all. So an RDBMS. What is an RDBMS? A relational database is a collection of data where logically related data is grouped into tables within the database, which means yesterday we started with the concept of file. The file is again moved into a database table. Now, if you group more than one table in a relationship, then it is called relational database management system. It is a relational database. The management system is again, as I told you yesterday, query processing, transaction processing, and the memory management, storage management. That is all the management system. RDB stands for relational database. So logically connecting two tables is what is a relational database. And managing that system is a management system, which totally is called as an RDBMS. Rows. Rows appear horizontally in a report and contain one or more columns, which is very easy for you to understand. All of us, would be every day seeing the rows of data, which means if you go to a supermarket, Walmart.com or Spencer's or Reliance, they will give you a piece of paper. Finally, it's the bill. Whatever they are typing, the machine is going to generate row by row. That is the same row of data even in the database. Then what is columns? Columns of data that appear vertically in the report. If at all you look at any table, whatever you see in vertical, saying all the customer names, saying all the company names or the bank address or the branch name, that is what is columns. Indexes. Indexes are created for relating tables and for faster access to data. Index is as simple as If you open up any novel, any Shakespeare literature, a front of it, he has given the page of romance is this. The page where hero and heroine fought is this one. They have an index so that it is easy for the book reader, to navigate to that particular page and read through whatever he wants. So indexing is very important for a database where there is a large volume of data. Today we'll be seeing how we can index a database. It's as simple as giving it a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a sequential number we can give it and it becomes an index. So let us see. So relational database is the same, aspects that, a banking system will use and, airlines company can use, a retailer market can use. So database touches all aspects of your life. So relational database also touches all aspects of your life in a better way than the normal database, because DBMS is no more in practice. DBMS is only a theory behind the screen, whereas the reality currently whatever people use is only RDBMS. You name it, any database. It can be SQL Server, it can be MySQL, it can be Oracle, Teradata, Netezza, or you name it, DB2, any database in the world is an RDBMS. Anyhow, people are going back onto the file server concept of unstructured data, and there came in a concept of HANA. That is all, anyhow, a different bucket. We don't want it to talk about the future. Future is always a history repeat. So the history is going to repeat. Instead of going into tables and writing these rows and columns, someone came up with an innovative idea that I have a very powerful engine which can go and search your Excel sheet or a Word document or even a notepad and get the data that you want. That's the power of the technology. But then they are going back to the history from the present. So if you look at a structured query language, yesterday whatever we understood was the DDL and DML. Today I'm adding a new thing called DEL. That is what is required in order to maintain security. So the definition of it is also a little bit important, because in interviews they might ask you what is a DDL. Then you'll have to satisfy the interviewer by giving a definition of it. Here it is very crispy. I don't give you paragraphs of definition. It is a data definition language for physical data structure maintenance. It uses create, alter, drop, work. Any SQL statement that starts with create or alter or drop is a DDL. That is a simple answer for the interviewer that you can give, which makes your life easy and make him comfortable. A DDL is any SQL statement that starts with create or alter or drop. These are the three verbs. If anything starts with these three verbs, it is called as a data definition language. If it is a DML, data manipulation language, any SQL statement in the world, so SQL is always called a SQL. So it's been a practice. Everyone uses it as a misnomer as SQL as SQL. So you might even use that because it shows your experience. An experienced person will not call it as a structured query language. Neither he calls it as SQL. He calls it SQL. So practice the regular term, the local term, so that it is easy for you to communicate. So DML is a select statement, insert statement, delete statement, and update statement, which means it is doing the transactions. It is inserting data, it is deleting data, updating data, and selecting data. Those are the four operations a DML statement can do. What about DCL, data control language? It is more or less like controlling your own tongue. It is my own tongue. I have to control my mind. I have to grant only access, saying, use only certain words in the class. Don't use or misuse English in the class. So it will, I'm giving it permissions only to use certain proper language in the class. And I can also revoke, saying, okay, all of the people in the class are my friends. I have little lavishness. I cannot. I need not be too formal in my language. So I can use informal language. How do I use it? I revoke the permissions. So it is, we'll see, grant and revoke are the DCL commands. There are few more commands, but these are the major, things that are being covered as a DDL, DML, and DCL. If a person, a layman, knows how to write these particular statements, whether he can create, alter, or drop, if he writes a DDL, a DML, and a DCL, he is fit to work with computers and in the data. Trust me, that's all he needs. Rest of all is available. You can search on internet. Using a function is not very tough. Making the basic statement is the complex thing because you don't understand the basic statement. So we are giving you the basics, which is a very strong foundation. On top of it, you can build castles, you can build, Taj Mahal, you can build an Empire State Building. No one cares. So here is a foundation what I have to give you. So SQL can be bound ahead of execution type, which means static SQL. You can also make it as a dynamic SQL. Today I will show you a dynamic SQL is nothing but it will prompt for the runtime value. Static is whatever we did yesterday. A select statement that does not require any input is a static SQL. We will see what it is. So structured query language. It's the same thing what we are defining here. I am writing a select statement. If anyone can, reproduce the same select statement in Oracle or SQL Server, today we are going to do it practically. You write a select statement, select so-and-so thing from so-and-so table, filter it out, whatever the unwanted data or wanted data you have, and then order back. Then you're done. This is what is a SQL statement. The result of a SQL query is the result set that includes the rows and columns that satisfy your query. Which means, if you go into a supermarket, you have several items there. You are not going to select everything that is available in the supermarket, which doesn't make any sense. You have a list. You have a cheat sheet in your hand saying, I want 1 kilo dal, 1 kilo rice, 2 kilo sugar, a ton of beer, and a couple of packets of chips and cosmetics. That's all you need. So you are selecting from the supermarket you look at it. You are selecting from the supermarket where, item that is available in your list. Where you are only selecting those items that are in your list and ordering them by priority. Let us say I wanted to buy a color television this month, but I don't want to. So you have ordered it by the amount, the price. Then it will become in the lowest priced items and commodities and essentials will come in the first part of your purchase. And at last, if you have more money remaining on your credit card, you'll buy the rest. It is the same order by class that we are using in our lifetime is being put into SQL statement. So selecting certain vegetables or provisions from a supermarket where it satisfies the requirements in your list, ordering by a price is a SQL statement. That's all. If you could relate it to your real life, you can write a single select statement in just like 2 seconds. 2 seconds is what is required to learn SQL in order to retrieve data from database. So this is a sample SQL. Let me go ahead and run this particular SQL on the prompt that we opened up yesterday, and you will see the reason I have wrote this SQL. If you look at it, you can compare it with the previous page where I am saying I am selecting only certain required things from a table. So if you look at it here, I am selecting only few columns from spot.emp where department ID is equal to 20, which means I am not selecting everything. I am selecting data for only department 20 and I am asking it to order by last name and first name. The column names could be a little different, but let me try it out. Let me try it out. If it fails, we can fix it. Yes, obviously it failed. So I have to describe my EMP table in order to see what columns I have. You see here, employee number, e-name, job, manager, hiring, salary, commission, and department number. So all I need to do is I have to go and correct my select statement, or I can write a select statement right away. See here, EMP number, comma, e-name, comma, job, comma, salary, comma, department number from EMP. Look at it here. I'm not using Scott.emp because I logged in as Scott. I logged in myself as Scott. So from EMP, where DPT number is equal to 20, ordered by E-name. So when I say order by, can someone guess which order it will do it? Any guess in the class? So whether it is going to do it in ascending order or descending order, how does the tool decide? Take a chance. Take a chance. Go for it. Take the opportunity to explain everyone in class what would be an order by E-name. I am trying to order by E-name. So I am asking you what will be the default. Let me hide. Anyone in the class wanted to take that question? I just told order by
alphabetical order.
Okay, but reverse alphabetical order or it starts with A and goes to Z. Is it going to be from A to Z or Z to A?
A to G, it seems.
So then how do I want it to make it as Z to A, if at all I want? Yeah, you are right. You are right. Whatever you told, by default it is ascending order and it is, alphabetical order. Let us say I wanted to make it reverse. It is a simple math. We have learned this in our maybe 5th standard. So order by E-name, descending. The default is ascending. You see here, Adam, Ford, Jones, Scott, Smith has turned into Smith, Scott, Jones, Ford, Adam. So by default it is ascending. If you want ascending, you need not mention as A, S, C. But if you want descending, you need to mention as D, E, S, C, which means descending.
Okay.
All right. Isn't it fantastic that we are learning SQL just in a couple of hours here? We don't need to read through tons of books, to come up with this kind of a SQL statement. It's as simple as you are selecting some, it's magic. It's magic. It is as simple as selecting goods from your, supermarket. You see here, the same records, whatever are being displayed there, I have put in here. Result of the SQL. It gives you only department number 20. It filtered out rest of them. Let me ask you a question here. So by what do I mean by filtering out? Did it delete from the database table or it is only selecting from database table?
It is selecting from the database.
Yes, that is what is very important. If you go into a supermarket, you are not going to throw the rest of every item in the supermarket because you wanted only certain things. They will be there. You are given an opportunity to select only those provisions and vegetables that you want. That is the result of a SQL statement.
It's kind of manipulation, right? For the
result. Correct. Here we are filtering. Yes, it is data manipulation language, so you can call it. But don't forget, this is only for display purpose.
Yeah.
It is not going to change the data that is underlying. The next screen will show you what are the different other data manipulation types like update, insert, and delete. Those are the 3 manipulation types. We will do that. We will do that right away in class. But this is only the select class. Please don't forget that because you might get confused. What is this guy talking about? Why should I write a select statement if it is not, changing the data underlying? Data is not yet changing. Data is only being selected by you. All right.
Ganesh,
okay.
I have one more doubt.
Go ahead.
So the describe table and descending order, the text is same, it seems.
Yes, you are right, my friend. I was expecting one of you should ask this question. You are right, my friend. So it is just a position of it, where you use it. You see here, it's as simple as English. If you are using, right example doesn't trigger in my mind, but if you look at English, the way you use a verb before and after a noun makes a difference. In the same way, if I say DESC, EMP, it describes. If the same describe is being used here, DESC, it takes it as a descending. All right? Yes, you are right. And just in case if someone wants to find the right operator, how do I do that? Any guess?
Any tutorial we can get from the?
No, you have it here.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the help topics here. You see there. So it can give you whatever the information that you require in the help topics, and you can actually learn it. If you say HELP DESC, let us say, it will talk about the same, describe. You see here, list of the column definitions for the table, view or synonym, or specifications for a function or procedure. That's what is a describe statement. So, though this looks like a very old programming technique, the SQL, where I'm opening a command prompt, don't worry about it. I'm teaching you the original way of doing it. Before the grinders came in, we were all using stones to grind the ginger and garlic. But if we know to only use the grinder, one day the power won't be available. Then you have to stop eating. So I wanted to teach you, whatever we have, our ancestors have practiced. So earlier, there were no other tools. If someone has to retrieve data, they do the magic only in the SQL prompt. But right now, you have a PL SQL developer, you have Toad, you have several market powerful tools that can make your easy. They are like our grinders and refrigerators and AC. Once you are with that comfort, you cannot know the reality. Right? So let me go back into my presentation here. So that is the select statement. Now, the very important thing we have to learn about is domain types in SQL. They are also called as, data types, but specifically in SQL language, they are called domain types. Domain types are nothing but, whatever the characteristics that you are defining for a column. You can define a column as a character, as a varchar, as an integer, as a small integer, a numeric, a real value, a double, a float. There are few more domain types which will come to it when we learn advanced SQL. Or the basic SQL needs only this much. There is also a character type called as a raw data type. It can store your photograph. Right now, if you look at it, any application, for example, you want a photo ID from your bank, the photo ID is printed onto your debit card. And how do they store your photograph? They store it with a raw data type. It's a data type. It will store, it will convert the picture into binary digits inside. And don't forget, guys, everything inside memory is just a 0 and 1. Memory doesn't have a language. Memory still stores data in just a 0 and 1. The way it is being read by the tool, it converts, but it is still the 0 and 1. No one has break that rule. So bytes and binary, byte, bit and binary 0 and 1 are the same. So these are the domain types or data types that we have in SQL. Character. Fixed length character string with user specified length. What does it mean? What it means by fixed length? So you also see a varchar. Varchar, variable length character string, whereas char is fixed length character string. Any guess, guys? The name itself indicates, there, see there. It's character and this is a variable character. Varchar. They have shortened it and sweetened it. So varchar is a varying character, which means you are defining there are going to be 10 guests coming for your party. Your room has a maximum space of 10 guests, but will it not accommodate 5? Though you have decided for 10 people, it can. It can, because it's your home. If you invite it for 10 people, you'll make sure it fits and there are 5 people coming in, still you are okay. You can have the party with it. But character is more or less like catering services. If you order for 100 meals, if there are 100 people who are eating it or not, you have to pay for it. You have to pay for it because you ordered for 100 people. If you convert that into a database language, character is a fixed length. If you are giving character of 10, Whether you are storing 1 character or 10 characters, it takes the same space. Whereas varchar is, if you can fit it. You are defining it as varchar of 10, but you are giving only 1 character. In the memory, it will use only 1 character, which means 1 bit of memory is being used. All right. Any questions on character and var character? I know there will be a little confusion. What is this char and var char? Get it clarified now. You'll be happy afterwards. Don't hesitate to ask a question. If at all it is not clear, please raise your hand.
Could you explain that one more time, please?
Sure. So let me go into the database. That makes it a life easier. You see here, select star from, yesterday we have created a table. Select star from account. If you see here, I have used ABCD as my account number and ABCDEFGH as my account number. But internally, the space occupied by ABCDEFGH is same as ABCDEF. It is a bucket that is open. Whereas, if I define the same as the varchar, it is going to change. Let me show you practically how it is going to change. SELECT star from account where ACCOUNT underscore NUMBER equal to ABCDEF. Can you guess the result of it? So you are getting an ABCDEF. But internally, it wasted almost 4 characters. If you are doing it like this, let us say EFGH. You see here, externally it is displaying you as it is using only 8 characters in one of them and 6 characters. But if I describe, you have 10 characters there. Hold on, I made a wrong statement here. ACCOUNT. You see here, I have described for account number is 10 characters, which means internally it has reserved 10 spaces for you, but you are using only 5 spaces. The rest of 5 are wasted. But if I rewrite the same kind of description using a varchar, which means if I say create table account underscore 2 open bracket, I can say ACC number as varchar of 2, varchar of 20, let us say, comma ACCOUNT ACC name as varchar of 30. You see here the table got created. Now if I insert data into this particular table, what I am trying to tell you is the data types I have defined are varchar of 2. It will save the space internally. It is dependent on, the better way to tell it is, it is going to fit the bucket. If the bucket is going to shrink because the water is less, you can accommodate it in a small. So the character is a bucket will never shrink. Whether you pour 1 glass of water or 10 glasses of water, bucket is a bucket, reserved space. Varchar is kind of, balloon. A balloon will expand as much as you blow it, as much as of water you fill in. Is it not? Is that a right example that you can correlate? So varchar is a balloon, whereas character is a bucket.
So when we use varchar, it will use the other space for other structural purpose. I mean, saving the memory.
Correct.
Okay.
You are right. So is that clear, Tina? Varchar is a balloon. Yeah. So I think that's a better example that you can relate, But there is also a limitation for balloon. If you keep on blowing, it will blast. So here, varchar, if you define as 20 characters, you can only enter 20 characters. More than that is not permitted. All right. In the same way, there is in the same way, there is something called integer and small integer. How many of you remember your 5th class math or 7th class math? Because, there are people who went to CBSE school and state syllabus. State syllabus in 5th class, you'll know what are these mathematics, integers, small integers, whole numbers and everything. Whereas in CBSE, people have to wait until 7th class to know the basic math. So how many of you have an idea about integer and small integer? So, if no idea even, let me try, Googling. You'll see a better answer than what I can give. A small integer is obviously, for characters or for number of spaces in a small integer is, you can define only a 16-digit number, if I am not wrong. But it is again mission dependent actually. But let me try to show you practically. Small integer. If I am not wrong, it is a 16-digit number. Is a small integer. You see here. This is a small integer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A 10-numbered digit is kind of a small integer. But again, it is actually dependent on the storage type. Bytes and bits. 4 bits form a small integer actually. And if it is integer, I think it is 8 bits. The memory space. Which means it is as much as the same as in a small integer you can define a number that has not more than 10 digits, whereas in large integer you can define up to 16 digits. That's all is the difference. And numeric P, D, what does it mean? Precision, scale. Which means, decimal factors. You always see this when you are measuring your height or when you are, measuring your weight. Weight, I generally don't see that we will say 75.200 grams. No. We will always say 75 kilos. We will round it to the lowest possible. If it is 75.9, you still say 75. Then if it is interest calculation, if it is 2.53%, no one wants to round it as 2.5. So it is 2.53 still. Is up 0.03% also makes a lot of difference. So that is a numeric, which is also called as a decimal point, which means you have to define the number is 5-digit number in which there is a decimal after 2 digits or 3 digits. That is how you have to define. You will come to know. You will see this practically rather than hearing it, theoretically. So let me just skip it. So you just have to remember these are the domain types in SQL: character, varchar, integer, small integer, numeric, real, double, float. That's all. So you don't need to worry about how you need to define all this. I will show you how to define it. It is as easy as looking at help and then writing. So now comes the integrity constraints on the table, as I told, index set. So how many of you have a generic idea about what is a primary key? The name itself says primary key.
Mandatory.
Yeah, one thing is you are right. It is mandatory. Then
and it will, the table will depend on.
It cannot be blank. You are also right. When it is mandatory, the other way to express it, it cannot be blank. You are right. And then so you are all right. It is unique, it is not null, and it is self-indexed. It is self-indexed. What I mean by self-indexed is, you don't need to again define, if you have a book a book of 100 pages. You have listed out each topic in the front of the book. Then it is in sequential order. Why would you write the first topic is in 5th page and second topic is in 20th page? No, you will start it as first topic in first page, second topic in third page, third topic in 5th page, fourth topic in 6th page. It's a sequential order, right? That is what is called as an integrity constraint on the table. It is very well defined in SQL that it is very easy to, form a primary key. I will show you, I will demonstrate you, which makes it, your life easy to understand and my life easy to, explain. So let us go to the practical part of it. I am taking this particular create statement and I am executing in the SQL prompt. So yesterday I was juggling for clear screen. It is CLEAR space SCREEN. You see here? It is a new screen now. So if I just typed in, I did not type in, I copy pasted it, and I have created a table. All I need to know is what was the table name. Then we will all see how we can make it. It is a table called branch. So here, select star from BRANCH. Here, pardon me, I always type 8 instead of star. I don't hold the star key properly because I use my, little finger for that and it doesn't hold properly. So I have to first describe branch, BRANCH, which means it is branch name, it is a not null, and branch city is a not null. Assets is nullable, which means I have defined a primary key on branch name and city. Let me enter the data, you will see what will happen. INSERT, insert into branch values, branch name. Give it me a branch name guys. I will say SP Road and city Hyderabad and assets I will say 0. Who cares? One row is inserted. And my friend, after you inserted one record, you might have forgot and you are trying to insert the same record one more time. You see here. It says unique constraint violated. It cannot accept the same record twice because we have applied a primary key constraint. Is that acceptable? Is that understandable? So if now I change instead of SP road, even a small character change like SD road, now it accepts. You see there? It's an primary key. Primary key here is a combination of branch name and city name. We can have the primary key on 1 column or 2 columns or 32 columns. The maximum you can go, if I am not wrong, is 32 columns. Is that clear? Primary key is very important for you to understand. Because you have to, keep creating these primary keys forever. Even in your home, look at it. Who will have the primary key in your home? You don't want it to have duplicates, right? Generally. If you have duplicates, you are in trouble. Is that something clear or still unclear? So anyone in the class has a question regarding primary key or is it clear? I can take 10 examples. I have no issue. But the point is I will have to communicate what a primary key is. That is the essence of it. Yeah, please raise your hand if you don't feel, if you don't get the actual meaning behind a primary key. I will also have to show you.
Ganesh, I have one doubt.
Go ahead.
So I know branch name is the primary key. Branch city is not null. But so in this case, both will treat as both fields will be like a primary key, or how it is?
Correct. See
Those
here.
two fields, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, especially
One
when I
of
mentioned
them,
primary key, branch name.
correct. We have did it only for branch name. In branch city, you are defining a not null. It is also a constraint. So here I did not define complex primary key, which means you can define on two columns also. But currently, we are showing you two different constraints. One is a primary constraint, other is a not null constraint. So I'll have to also show you. Good that you asked. You see here. What I have to do is, for example, I'm giving it as SD road and I'm leaving Hyderabad as blank, let us say. The branch as null. You see here.
Yeah.
Now what will happen? You guess it.
So it will give error.
Obviously, right? Because you are telling it is a not null, there should be some value, and you are saying it accept null. Now if I enter, it will have violation. You see here, cannot insert null into spot branch city.
So my question is, indirectly it will treat as a primary key indirectly the branch city also, same like
not null. Yeah, not null is not a primary key, but it is a unique key because you are keeping it. It is not even unique. How we can say not null as much as this. If you see, instead of null value, let us say I have given Hyderabad twice. It still took it, right?
Yeah.
So, and not null is, it should have some value.
So it is kind of mandatory.
It's kind of mandatory. It is mandatory. You are right. It is a mandatory field. It can take any value, but it cannot keep empty.
It's not. It might be same value in the two records. It can repeat the same value, but it not look for the uniqueness.
You are right. So the primary key will not allow two records to have the same value. For example, here you see here HYDERABAD. I am giving the same Hyderabad 10 number of times. It will still accept. So instead of SD road, I will give SK road. Now it will accept. You see here? So now if I select data from branch, that is how it is. SP road Hyderabad, SD road Hyderabad, SK road Hyderabad. Because the branch name is primary, it won't allow duplication. Whereas the not null, it will allow duplication, but it need to have a value.
Yeah.
Is it clear in the class? Because it's very important, let me check individually if everyone got it. So, Lalita, why don't you give me information if you got it or not? Lalita, you there? Okay, Satya, how about you? Okay, thank you, Lalita. Yeah, it's most of the times in the meetings it happens, you are muted and you'll be talking to yourself. The same thing happens when I was working from home. We always do this. We mute the phone and keep talking to ourselves, and the other guy will be bogging at us saying, are you there? But it is like that. So how about you, Kashi? Kashi or Sham? Did you get what a primary key is? You can very well chat with me as Satya did. For Satya it is clear. So for Kashi or Sham, if you think it is clear, it's okay, else I can explain. And how about you, Tina? Yeah, go ahead, Sham. Now. Tina, 1 second. Sham is trying to speak up. I think you are talking, but I don't hear anything from you. It's just a little bit of noise. Or you are not yet talking. Okay, go ahead, Tina.
I think I get it. I might have to listen to your explanation one more time too. But I think you practice it. If you try to enter data, you will come to know, and it will there in your mind forever. So it is as simple as
primary key is, it should be having a value, it should have a unique value, and internally it is self-indexed. Whereas a not null is, it doesn't need a unique value, it needs just a value. One is like Ganesh Batula and other is like Tina. Tina wants all our wardrobe to be filled with unique dresses. It needs to have a red, yellow and a green. But Ganesh Batula just wants a dress. He is not bothered about which color he wears. So it is like not null. If I am nullable, I will not be in the society. So I am not nullable. It's like that. So yeah. So let us go back to the presentation. I think you can very well get it when you try to practice it. If you look at it, the very much bottom statement, primary key declaration on an attribute automatically ensures not null in SQL 92 onward, which means there are several SQL versions. Like same way as we are changing every month and every day, it is SQL is also was changing. Now it is very standard. From SQL 92 onward, because why I have to mention this statement is, there are still in India, some of the companies use Oracle, SQL 8.0 or 7.0, a very old version. In a very old version, if you say the primary key is not null, it might not be right. But from a version SQL 92 onward, yes, whatever I told so far is right. Only in SQL 18.9, which is the very oldest version, it used to be you have to define that a primary key should be not null. But after that they accepted it. Because I will tell you the story. There is a difference between a null value and an empty space. We will come to that. If I tell it right away, you might get confused. So let us wait for some more time. For now, keep in your mind, there is a difference between null value and empty space. Okay, I will comment on that when actually we come into the situation. All right, you have the other two basic, what are these? Help me out. Are these DCLs or DMLs or DDLs? Insert and delete.
DML.
Yes, they are manipulation languages. All right. It is part of the manipulation language that you can insert data, you can delete data, you can update data. So here what I will do, I will just run this statement, whatever I see it here. So we already have an account table. So all I am trying to do is run this simple statement. I will use the clear screen one more time. And paste this. One row created. Select star from account. You see there. A9732 Fremont balance is 1200. Right now my real Fremont account balance is 1200. That's the reason I have made that statement as simple as my reality. So in here, what did you notice? We are inserting data. So it is categorized as data manipulation language. So you are manipulating a data that is inside the table. And one important thing, in Oracle at least, after you insert data, you have to run a statement called commit. What it means by commit is, you are committing. You are Mr. Pandu. If you commit, you will never come back. So it's the same way. That joke will be understood by very few people. I think, Tina, you would have missed that. Or else I think you watched it in Bollywood. Bollywood, our star Salman Khan has did a movie, what was it? Danger? No. Idiot? No. Can someone refresh my mind? What was the remake of that movie in Bollywood? What was it?
Wanted.
Wanted, yeah. So Tina, you would have watched it, Wanted. Wanted, it is a dialogue. If I commit, I will never listen to my own voice. It's like that. So in Oracle, if you commit, it is there. It is permanently into the table. If you only insert, which is inside the buffer, if you log off and log in back, you will not see the data. For example, in order to prove that, if I say 3, I have ended and I have entered, and now I exit. Now I will log in back. There is always a chance it is a database setting. It would have committed automatically, but that is anyhow a DB offset. We are not bothered. There is an auto commit setting. Whatever you insert gets committed automatically, or you can always say commit only if I ask you to commit. TNS could not resolve the specified name. Come on. Scott/Tiger@ORCL. Only I have entered a semicolon, so it didn't like it. So now if I select star from ACCOUNT, oh, there is a fourth record, which means it's an auto commit. It's an administrator setting. You can make it as commit only if the data entry person or the developer says commit. You can put an auto commit so that it gets committed by default. There are 2 ways. So in here, the database has an auto commit option, so it got committed automatically. But generally, it is a best practice if you are writing a query, especially in Oracle, you have to write commit after every insert. But in SQL Server, you don't need. Maybe I should not have added this point, but because it is very important in the Oracle world, I have added it. Those are very minor differences, but this commit is not a SQL command. Commit is an Oracle specific command. Don't worry about it for now. So we have inserted data. Now I wanted to delete the data. Several people like deletions than inserting. Can you tell the reason why do you like delete than insert? One is construction and other is destruction. Which one do you enjoy?
So people will enjoy destroying the data from the table, it seems.
Yes. Why would they enjoy it? It is very easy.
They want to mess up.
No, it's not about messing up. You see here,
okay.
If I say delete from account, the data is gone. But in order to insert, you'll have to type a lot, right? You have to insert
okay.
It's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah. So delete will delete everything. Correct. So delete from account will delete everything. What if I want to delete only a particular record? Any clue?
Rollback? Is it rollback or revoke?
You are right, my friend. It is rollback. But rollback might not work here because there is an auto commit already there. But let's move.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if it works. So I did not mention it. Oh, there is data. I could remove. Select from ACCOUNT. You see here, I deleted, I revoked, which means I rolled back, and the data is still there. So now I wanted to ask you a question. If I want to delete a particular record, let us say A, B, C, D, E, F, how do I do it? Any thoughts? No, I don't write it. One of you has to. If I want to delete only a particular record, A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah, you have to use maybe the key, where class.
Perfect. Perfect. Fantastic. Now everyone will get the essence of the SQL statement. So I can filter whatever I want. Account underscore member is equal to A, B, C, D, E. Right? Any guess if this will really delete it or not?
Because key is not the same.
Why is it not same? It is the same A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah, now it is.
So how many? Let us start betting, like our IPL betting. So who will vote with the trainer? I am saying the data will not get deleted. How many want to vote for me?
case sensitive?
Oh, yes. Satya already is saying case sensitive. You are right, my friend. The data will not get deleted because data is always case sensitive. Metadata is not case sensitive. So right now, if I enter this, you'll see it. Hold on 1 second, guys. Someone needs my attention. Okay, my breakfast arrived. Time for the break, but I am not going to break. Don't worry. Okay, so in here, 0 rows deleted, which means that data is case sensitive. Don't forget it. So you have to do it like this. A, B, C, D, E, F. Then enter. 1 row deleted. Now, my friend, I will ask you a question. Only the right hand side is case sensitive. Why not the left hand side? Account underscore number, I have also written in the lower case, but above it is displaying in uppercase. Why did not it delete?
That is metadata structure related, so it's not data.
Yes. For example, if I am very particular that I wanted to, make the metadata also case sensitive, can I do it?
I think you can do.
Okay, you can do it, but research and come back. That will be a homework for you. If I want to make metadata case sensitive, how can I do it? Is a question on the table. Please find it out yourself and then come back. So that you'll start using Google, That's the way you can learn more than what a trainer can do. So, data is always case sensitive. No doubt about it. Metadata is not case sensitive. But if I want to make it case sensitive, there are exceptions which I can handle. So that is a homework for you. Please try to get it done. You have a week time. Let me know how you can make metadata case sensitive. All righty.
So Ganesh, one doubt I have. One more doubt. So
a small correction. These are all actually questions. It is not doubt. Doubt is a conspiracy. Question is what? Clarification. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking like revoke, whether that is specific to some other database, it's SQL Server, or how it is?
Yes,
revoke is there?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so, because I have worked on all the 4 databases, the 4 popular databases, SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, and I worked also on DB2. So, standard SQL is what I am teaching, so there might be little confusion.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to use Oracle.
It's equal to rollback, it seems, right?
You are right.
Okay. Yeah.
Here, revoke is used actually for grant, for the DCL command. It is not an DML command. Revoke is a DCL command. So, I mistaken, I have used it here. Revoke is you can revoke a right, you can revoke a permission, but you cannot revoke the data. You have to roll back the data.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So revoke is, now I remember, it is a DCL command. We'll come to that.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
if you just go ahead. Go ahead, Lalitha.
In the account table, you have given value as A9732. What have you defined the data type of that field there?
Now that is a good question. Any guess from the crowd? So the question Lalita has asked is, in account table, in the account number, I have given the data as A-9732. She is asking what is the data type that I would have used for this. Any answer from the crowd?
Right now it is character, so that's why it is allowing.
Sure. So a character data type can accept alphanumeric. A number can be treated as a character, permitted, but the reverse is not permitted. I mean, if at all I want to insert some character type into balance, it won't allow. But if at all I insert numbers into account number, it will allow. Thank you, Nanda Prasad. You are right. So any character or where character data type can accept A to Z, 0 to 9, and any special characters. All right?
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. That is what.
Right now. Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, I was thanking everyone. If you are starting to interact with the trainer, you will learn more. Or else I will only teach you, what is in the agenda. When you have a question, you learn more. Go ahead. You want to say something, Nandu?
Yeah, I have one question. So right now you use the character for this field definition, right? So you can use varchar instead of char, right? So
yes.
that will be more.
Yeah, it will save the space.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but I will tell you the reason why they want to use the character. For people who wanted to, know the reality behind using character, while there is varchar, but even now, even today, the best practice, if at all you wanted to, use for a primary key, especially in case of account numbers, especially in case of customer numbers, they will use character.
So it should be mandatory, and the length should be exactly equal to that.
Yes.
Structure.
Yes.
So
Here the length is not being checked, but you can also implement a check constraint. But in application programming, in the front end, what they will do is, when you say character of 10, look at your bank account number. There will be 3 or 4 zeros before your number, but still you'll have to enter 0. Only then your bank teller can find out your account name and then issue you a check, or you can withdraw money.
Okay.
All the zeros before number is also very important. That's what I am telling you. If it is primary, but there is no concern like right now. If it is character even, you can insert 5 characters or 10 characters. But
okay.
It's more of application programming level. People use character, which is a good way of programming, than using a varchar to limit the to limit the manual error. Right?
Okay. So I think other way is in SAP screen you enter only 5 characters, but in database it will store with leading zeros.
You are right. That is SAP version. It will store in 18 characters, though you give 1 character.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
All righty. Now we enter into the new world here. Dropping tables and reconstructing tables. No, I did not come. Oh, I completed insert and delete. Now, dropping tables and altering tables. What did it mean by dropping tables?
Deleting the data from the table. Oh, sorry, deleting the table itself.
Yes, that is what is a drop table command. So it is as simple as, if I go here, I can say drop table account, and it's gone. You cannot revoke, you cannot roll back, it is gone. A table is dropped forever from the database. A very simple command. So if you want simplicity, then be the destructor. Always learn delete command, drop command. You can create a lot of squares in a company, in an organization. Because people go into production environment, unknowingly they will delete data. This is a very big issue in every organization, especially small scale organizations where they don't have a DBA, where they don't build the rights properly. It is as simple as kid entering into your kitchen and breaking a glass, because he doesn't know. In the same way, there should be a database administrator, like mother standing side of the kid, so that he carefully doesn't mishandle anything. So very careful when you use delete and drop commands. There is one more powerful command called concave that is very much specific to Oracle, so I am not mentioning it here. This is only SQL commands. So be very careful in drop and delete. If you are using drop and delete, the data is gone, the table is gone. Don't forget. And then alter table command. What does it mean? What are we trying to alter?
Changing the table structure, it seems. Alter.
Yes, fantastic. Earlier, insert command was used to insert data. Now, I am using alter table, which means I can add a column. This is a very basic minimum requirement, right? When you are working in a company, they will first say, let us have only 3 columns. So let us describe account is dropped now. Branch is still there. You see here, there are only 3 columns. Now I wanted to add 4th column. What they wanted to add is branch name, city, and they want to add state. How do I do it? Alter branch, add state of, no, it is where char of 20. Then you record add. What happened? Invalid alter. Okay, any guess what would have happened? I did not tell it is a table. What am I altering? So now it gets altered. So alter table will add a column, or you can also alter table and remove a column. Both are permitted. All right. Any questions so far?
I have one question, not related to this actually. It's previous one.
Okay, go ahead.
So you dropped the table. So in this case, the rollback will not work immediately if you are going to put it back.
No, there is no more rollback for table drop. Only data deleted. Yes, there is a rollback. If you are dropping the table itself, which means one is like throwing out the furniture and getting it back, whereas the other one is collapsing your home.
Okay. Yeah. So
Right?
data level, the commit and rollback will work. Table level is not. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
So it's a sharp 9:30. My friends, have a tea and come back. I'm trying to keep you awake because it's a really late night session. Next week I will ask my Indian friends to cooperate in the evening session, or I will tweak the time zone so that it is friendly for Nandakumar, Nandaprasad, and Tina also. Tina is putting her full efforts here. I can measure it. I can really sense it. She's putting her full effort, but still she's listening to Greek and Latin. She's from English background, and I'm teaching her Greek and Latin. So it might be a little tough for you, but still it is a very easy language to learn SQL. You have learned Hindi, you have learned your English, you have learned German, any language. So learning SQL is very simple because the alphabet is very small. SQL doesn't have too much in it. It's a very small language, so it is easy. So come back with better energy, and then we'll do the rest of the show. End of the day, I'm pretty sure that we all will be proficient in writing a SQL statement yourself. All righty? Fantastic. So let us take a break of 15-20 minutes, and let us catch up back. All right. Don't drop from the session. You can be on the session, just pause yourself or mute yourself, then you are good. Pause is not an option for you. You can mute yourself, then you are still there on the session. Let us meet 20 minutes later. Thank you, guys. My dear lovely students, I am back on time. Let me know if you are, and we can proceed with the rest of the show. And I will try to close it at least 10 minutes before, because I've seen the same kind of a story from my day one of education. If my last session is the teacher is absent, I'll feel very happy about it, so that I can go home couple of hours before, or an hour before at least. So that helps me. So let's see how far we can go today. End of the session for sure. There are going to be 10 more slides which I will walk you through. And I have formatted, this is the first time I have formatted the course to suit to even fresh. Because earlier I did corporate training, in which I have trained several experienced people, wherein we never teach the basics for that. We directly go on to Oracle. I will show you that presentation. It's more about character set of Oracle, and then how do you do joins in Oracle and that. But here we are coming with a very good explanation about SQL script, which is very important. So, participants, let's do a roll call and see if everyone are back. So, Lalita, you there?
Yes, Ganesh.
Yeah, Nanda?
Yeah, I'm here, Ganesh. Yes.
Yeah, Satya is here anyhow, he's sitting with me. And Tina?
Present, sir.
Okay. Fantastic. So how are we doing so far? Is it too fast, too slow, bit clumsy, or distracting, constructing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm able to follow.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Let's
I
see.
also found the answer for the case sensitivity. Oracle by default it will write in uppercase.
Okay.
Whenever we need to keep in the double quotes. I mean within the quotes, then it will be writing specifically whatever we mentioned.
You will take your dinner break, man. You have to take your dinner break.
No, I already had before starting the session because it's 10:30 for me, right?
It's not at least tea.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you're right. In Oracle, by default, it makes it the table name as uppercase, and if at all we wanted to make it case sensitive, we'll have to give it in double quotes. But that is the story in Oracle only. SQL Server might have a different definition because SQL Server is again a different version of the database. So we'll not worry about how Oracle and SQL Server treats it. We will go for the regular SQL. This is just SQL, independent of the database. So I am kicked out of the server. Let me see if at all I am kicked out of the server. Yes, I am. Okay, no worries. I have other login. I will use it because there is a BI admin session going on parallelly. So that person is the administrator. He has to show the uninstallation and installation of server. So he might be using it. And I am trying to use, there are several users. There are 25 users that we have created here. So I will use one of them which I shared with Tina yesterday. So zCloud 15. All of them has the same configuration. So you are not going to face any difficulties in understanding, except that we don't provide PL/SQL developer for everyone because it has been a little bit complex to provide in a multi-session environment. It is only a standalone. So you don't need to worry about SQL developer. Keep working in SQL itself. All right. The second part of the session here. Let's start with much energy, the select class. So far we have been writing select class, but then we have to understand what this select class is, what is the definition of it, because just in an interview, if at all you are asked, they look for more of a definition. But you can always tell them, the definition is not what is very important in general. You have to understand, but interviewer looks at the definition of it. He looks at your, the way you behave there, how confident you are. So we'll have to beat the interviewer, so just learn a little bit of definition. The select class. The select class lists the attributes desired in the result of a query. Corresponds to the projection operation of a relational algebra. Example. Find the name of all branches in a loan relation. Select branch name from loan. We haven't created the table for loan. We will create it, but it is as simple as selecting a particular column from a table. That's all in the select table. Select is what you are hand-picking what you want. So SQL names are case insensitive, which means you can write an SQL statement in uppercase or lowercase, it is the same. Only for the data it is case sensitive, but for actual SQL statement it is case insensitive, which means you can always run it, select branch underscore name from loan in lowercase or uppercase or mix it. All are permitted. An example is a branch name is equal to branch name is equal to branch name. You see here, so uppercase equal to lowercase equal to mixed case. Everything is the same when so far a select class is concerned, but not the data. Don't forget, data is case sensitive. Metadata is not case sensitive. All right, what it means by select distinct? Any guess on what it is a distinct? How am I distinct from everybody?
distinct is basically unique, it seems. It will.
Fantastic. So we already have, inserted some data here. My favorite Hyderabad is here. Select star from account. Ooh, account does not exist. Maybe I dropped that one. So select star from, select star from branch. Okay, there is a spelling mistake. CH. So this is the table. In it, you can see branch name is always unique because it had a primary key constraint, and so duplicates are not allowed. But branch city is duplicate. Hyderabad is thrice. But why do I need to show in a report Hyderabad is thrice? I want it to show only once. How do I do it? Select distinct branch from branch. See here? As simple as this was. Hyderabad, which means your data, though it is duplicated inside the database, just for your display purpose, if you wanted to see how many different states are there, how many different branches are there, you can actually, run a distinct. For example, a better example will be this one. EMP. When you face this situation that everything is what we say, truncated, not truncated, wrap. You have to use set lines 100, then set pages 100. These are the two simple commands. And now if I run the same old EMP, you see here. Here I have definitely more than one job. Clerk, salesman, manager, analyst, president, and then analyst. But let us say I wanted to find out, the requirement is, can you let me know how many different roles are there in this company? Job roles. How do I do that? Select distinct job from EMP. It will give you only those distinct roles. There are 4 or 5 roles in an organization, that is clerk, salesman, president, manager, and analyst. Every one of the employee in an organization has to be one of these 5. That is the reason it is given as, we are writing a query as select distinct job from EMP. So in order to get only the unique results, you have to do this. Alrighty, so let us see what we have more. So SQL allows duplicates in relations as well as in query results. So to force the elimination of duplicates, insert the keyword distinct after select. Find the name of all branches in the loan relation and remove duplicates. The keyword all specifies that duplicates not be removed. Select all branch names from loan. Whereas select distinct branch names from loan is, you are selecting only unique ones. So anyhow, you don't need to give select all in Oracle at least, because we are using the Oracle SQL there. You have to just say select, then it gives all of them. Select star is actually what is used as a keyword here. There is no select all. It is only for the example. So select star from loan will give you all the records that are in the loan. And these are the operators that are permitted within a SQL statement. The select class can contain arithmetic expression involving the operation of plus, minus. What is this box? Is actually it should be into multiply and divided by. So divided by does not have a dot on either side, but divided by is just a slash, and operating on the constant or attribute of the data. So as an arithmetic operation in mathematics, You see plus, minus, star and a divided by. It is the same operators that you can use in the select class. Isn't it fantastic that you are not trying to learn anything different than what you are doing from your day one? I mean, from your 5th or 6th standard, you will have to keep on doing same addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It is the same thing. They are the 4 operators you can use. I have a question for you. What it mean by precedence of operator? Anyone in the class? Operator precedence.
So the order, basically, if you use plus minus, so which operator will be applied first with the operands? So order of precedence. That's my
yeah. My friend Satya here, he's telling it is called as BOD-MAS rule. So yes, you might be right if at all you are using that terminology, but or else even Nandaprasad has explained it in a layman term, which is easy to understand. So let us do it practically so that everyone will understand. Select, let us say salary from EMP. So I am selecting only salary. Oh, there is no salary, it's salary. So here are several salaries being displayed. Now, I wanted to find sum of the salaries by department. How can I find it? Oh, I should not go to the group by head. You have to wait for the group by. So let us not do that. The simplest method I can tell you how to understand it. If I am saying select 2 plus 3 into and 10 minus 20 divided by 100. Any guess what the result could be? Any guess what the result could be for 2 into 3 into 10 minus 20? Okay, 2 plus 3 into 10 minus 20 divided by 100. Any mathematician in the class? Okay. It might be not easy for you to do it.
So the order of precedence will be matter here. So which operand is, which operator is the first preference we have to use?
So Satya answered. The answer is 31.5. You might be right, Satya, but my mathematical skill is not that good, so I couldn't give you an answer because it's a random thing. So it is the order of precedence. If you look at the original slide, where is my original slide? Hold on. I have written it in the same order. So if it finds a plus anywhere in your expression, it will first sum it up, and then it will subtract it, then it will multiply it, and finally only it will divide. That is the precedence. So whether you give dividing in the first point or the last point, it will actually do the addition in the first point, and only the last thing is performed is division. Right? So in order to practically show you that, what I have to do is, I am giving an answer here. My friend, you are almost right. It is 31.8. So he gave me an answer 31.5. Good. You are a good mathematician here. So I am going to tweak the same query. So instead of divided by in here, we'll put it here. What will happen now? Obviously, the result will be different, no doubt about it. But what will happen? It is minus 17.7, which means it performed the operation. First, it summed up 2 plus 3 equal to 5, and then it will go for the minus. It subtracted 5 from 20, which is 15. And then it has to do the multiplication operation, which means it has, multiplied 100 with 10, which is 1000. So when it is 1000, it divided 5 by 1000 and it, subtracted 15 from it, and then it performed multiplication and then division, which will be a little bit confusing in your mind if you look at it, but still the order of precedence is very important. And just in case you don't want it to follow the order of precedence, the easiest and best method for me is, I will show you the easy method. Always everyone wants the easy method, right? All you need to do is use brackets. That is very simple. 2 plus 3 into 10. If you wanted to, do the division just after that, or, multiplication just after that, you can always do it like this. And then minus 20 divided by 100. So if you want 20 divided by 100 to be performed separately and the first fraction to be performed separately, you can do it like this. From BUAL. The answer is 49.3. I just have added brackets. So I am superseding the operator precedence and I am giving my own precedence. So the answer changed. Though the numbers exactly are the same, the brackets I added there makes a difference. So the conclusion is, be careful when you handle these operators. They have to be, in a format that you expect. Without expecting, if you do all the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, everything in the same function, you are at a deadlock. You don't know what the answer could be. You see that? Now it is a precedence which is actually taking care of it. If I remove this one, then it makes a lot of difference here. You see here. So in order to explain, I am just putting some brackets here. You see here. If I remove the brackets, it's a different answer. If I put the brackets, it's a different answer. So make sure you handle carefully these 4 operators. Very important 4 operators. Alrighty. The where class. It's very easy for us to understand the where class. It is the easiest math anywhere that you could learn. All you have is 100 rupees and you wanted to, spend 1 rupee by 1 rupee. You have to make a where class in your mind saying, okay, this is my budget for the movie. This is my budget for, restaurant. This is my budget for cosmetics. The same thing you are doing here. You are filtering it out. You are not removing all the money from your pocket at a time. It's a security threat. So the $1 million is there in the pocket. You spend 1 rupee at a time. All right. So that is the where class. Then the definition of it is the where class specifies conditions that the result must satisfy. Corresponds to the selection predicate of relational algebra. To find all known numbers of a loan made from a Fremont branch with loan amounts greater than 1200, which means you are just giving an operator greater than. So I can always run this statement. You see here. I can always run this statement and you should be able to, where class is very simple, anyone can understand. So the next one, group I, is a little bit complex one, but let us, let us knock it all together. Quoted string properly not terminated. There is a way, if at all you are uncomfortable editing it here, you can always edit it in the notepad. How do you do it? I don't remember the command. Oh, edit is the command. You see here, the same thing opened up in a notepad. If you say edit. So what was the error? I think I haven't created the loan table. Still okay. The error which it was giving is different. So after you edit it, you have the opportunity, you can say save and exit. It will throw the statement in here in the proper. All you have to do is put a semicolon and then exit. Select loan number from loan where branch name is equal to promote and amount is greater than 1200. But it is expecting something else. Okay, let me see what it is. It is expecting something else instead of the string. Most probably, it did not understand the characters because it is moving from PowerPoint to, SQL. So that's the reason it could not understand. Now it will. But anyhow, the load table is not here. It is going to say the table does not exist. But the very important thing you'll have to understand is it will try to first look for the syntax. Here it was a syntax error. Quoted string not properly terminated. Whereas here it is a validation. Instead of validation, I can say it is a compiling error. Which means the table or view does not exist. First it has validated the syntax, then it is going into the data dictionary to see if the table exists or not. The load table does not exist, so it is returning an error saying table or view does not exist. It is as simple as you are going into a bank, withdrawing $1 million. There is only like 100,000 in your account. It's like that. So you don't have the table, but you still run the query. It says the table or view does not exist. So that's fine. Where class is very simple to understand. So the comparison results can be combined using a logical connectivities. You can use and like here. You can put multiple conditions within a where class. You can also put an in and not in. Both are permitted. You can use and, you can use or, and you can use not. Which means I can take one query just for your, satisfaction. Here is an select star from EMP, in which I'm going to write it as okay. So select star from EMP where my bad, always this key does not work for me. Why? Instead of star, I always make it as a EMP where sal greater than 2000 and you can say no comma is permitted in the where class. I mean, you cannot write it as comma saying, name is equal to, or better we put department, DEPT.
Ganesh, I cannot see your screen. It's not moving. Really? Maybe. But
yeah, next week I know you got an opportunity to buy a new computer. So is it the same thing with the rest of the team guys here? So are you able to see my screen or is it hanging? So do you see a select statement?
Now it moved, I think, for me. Whether it is a problem for me or how it is, I think.
So does the screen slow up for everyone, Lalita? Did you do you see the screen in a normal way or it is delayed?
So I'm able to see.
Okay, then Nathan Prasad, just a good time to change your computer.
Okay.
And if you see, it is salary greater than 2000, department is equal to 30, and give me one more else. And manager is equal to 3232. I don't know the number. Let us see. But do you think this is going to execute successfully? Anyone, can you let me know what is the error here?
Actually, after where clause, there is a comma.
Yes. So if I execute this, it says SQL command not properly ended. And it's showing a star mark here. The star indicates there is a syntax error here. You see here? So I will go and modify it. You cannot give a comma in the where clause. It has to be an and or a not. That's all is permitted. So manager is invalid identifier because a manager is not available in the table. I have just given it for the heck of it. You see here, there is MGR. Manager is written as MGR. So I have to modify this statement. Why am I showing all this? This is very important. When you practice, you are going to get all these errors. So do not get distracted just because you got an error. It can be fixed like in no time. You see here, no result selected because there is no manager with a number like this. Let me tweak it in a simple manner. Department 30 and salary greater than 2,000. There is one record. Mr. Blake, he is the manager. He belongs to Department 30. His salary is more than 2,000. So now if I make it an R, any guess now? I'm changing and to R. Any guess what will happen? It's just a simple mathematics rule, guys. I'm changing and to R. What does it mean?
R is basically both conditions. I mean, when one is true, then it will execute. It will pull up.
You are right.
And if both conditions are.
Yes. So Satya says it is the same. No. And is if both the conditions are satisfied, give the data. If only one of the conditions is, if either of the conditions is satisfied, then give the data, which means you have to use R. Here, out of 14 records I have, 11 people have salary more than 2,000, whereas they all belong to Department 30. Is it right? No, they all does not belong to Department 30, but still their salary is more than 2,000, and so you got this. If I make this as an AND, there is only one person who has salary greater than 2,000 and he belongs to Department 30. Is this understandable? Any questions? And or. You can also use, you see here, you can also use Department not in 30 is also a possibility. It permits and or not. If you go back to your 7th class, there is all these three operators. You will be looking at them as like Boolean operators. True or false and or not. Boolean is true or false and or not is, I think it's logical operations. That's what it's been named as. So did someone drop off or? Okay, nothing. All right, so let me go back. So if at all you have no questions on and or, that's fine because it's very simple to understand. You all can understand it. Then the from class. Here is what I'm going to give you a challenge now. The from class lists the relations between the query corresponds to a Cartesian product. Anyone in the class, do you have any idea what is a Cartesian form? Cartesian product. Let us practically see it. These are all mathematical terms. If you, we doesn't need any computers to understand this. It's all mathematical terms. But because we passed our mathematics in 90%, we don't remember them. If you would have failed in mathematics, you would surely remember them. So that's how I always tell, failure gives you experience, whereas success will give you only a cup or only a medal. So select star from EMB, bonus. My voice is breaking up on my own self. What happened? Oh, Lalita, I think you joined, someone else also joined as Lalita. Might be you clicked on the join session twice. So you are there twice, which means you joined with the same session, but two browsers are open. It might be the problem. So yeah, fix it yourself. It's not a problem. If at all someone else is joining as Lalita, even that's fine. Only you'll have to keep it muted. Then it works. So here, I'm just giving a a SQL statement called as select star from EMP, box. If I now do this, it says no rows selected. Why? Now I say DEPT, you will see the data. You see here, instead of 14 records, there are like 100 records. What it means by a Cartesian product is the multiplication of both the tables forms a Cartesian product. Cartesian is nothing other than multiplying, but it multiplies two arrays. That is what is very important, which means select count from EMP. How many records do we have in EMP? There are 14 records. And then select star from DEPT. How many we have? Oh, instead of star, I would have, did an count, but that's fine. There are 4 records in department and there are 14 records in the employee. So if I ask it to pull, select, star from employee, department, any guess on how many records will be outputted? Any guess on how many records will be outputted?
It shows 56 in the previous query, so it's easy to...
You are intelligent, I know. You are a gent and so intelligent.
Yeah, I mean for 14s actually, right?
Yeah. So it is doing a Cartesian product. It is a simple math, 4 into 14, which is giving you 56 records, but there is no meaning for this record because a particular person has to belong to only one department. It is saying the same person belongs to all the 4 departments. If we look at the data in a proper way, you will come to know it. So let me do a trick in order to show you the data in a clear manner. Set lines as 600, set pages 200. And I will also have to adjust the buffer size here. So in the properties, you go to layouts here. The width is only 80 that is shown here. If you are increasing it, the left-hand box should change. If it is not changing, then there is no good if you increase it or decrease it. Okay, this is the screen buffer. This is the window size. You see here, I can always extend the window. Height is okay. So here, now if I run the query, it will give me like this. Now you see it here. Is there some meaningful data? If I order by the name, it will be better. So let me write order by name. Okay, order by e-name actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. E-name. Oh. You see here. Is this something right? Adam, clerk, and then he has his data, but it is duplicated, and it will show you as if so he belongs to more than one department. How does it show? We have to slide to right to see that, but because the window is not permitting us, we are not able to see that. You see here, he belongs to department 20, he belongs to department 30, he belongs to department 10, which is wrong. He also belongs to department 40. But Cartesian product is like this. We will come to know when in the next 15 minutes we will go into join. There you will come to know how do you have to make a proper relationship. So without defining a relationship between me and my wife, if at all you say there are few girls, there are few boys, pull all of them. So no one knows who is the wife of whom, who is the lover of whom. So you have to define a proper relationship, saying all the people who has age 25 and all the men who has age 25 and all the women who are 21 can pair up. Then they pair up properly. Without giving a condition, if you just By default, ask them to pair up. An 80-year-old lady can pair up with an 18-year-old boy, which is wrong. Okay, that was just a joke. Anyhow, I'm going to show you the data, the reality here, but that is what is called as a Cartesian form. Just keep it in your mind, just for yourself, and we will come to know what the joint conditions are, how we can make it in a proper way. But for now, if you are giving select star from two tables, it gives you a Cartesian product. That is what you have to keep it. All right. In the next couple of screens, you will come to know how you can make it as the right data, giving it a relationship in a right manner. I'm going to show you. String operation. What does a string operation mean? Every day, if you watch TV9 or NDTV, they'll keep on saying, we performed a string operation, Mr. Tiwari is caught. That is what is string operation. No. Here it is not like that. More or less. If you see here, SQL includes a string matching operator for comparison on character strings. The operator like uses the patterns that are described using two special characters. That is percentage and that is underscore. You see here, find the name of all customers whose street includes the substring as main. Which means, if the customer street name has main, you wanted to find it. How do you find it is a question. The question on the table now. Oh, somehow the screen has blown up really big. I did something wrong. Hold on. Let me fix it. PHER. The system is hanging, bear with me. There is a pin drop silence in the class. I somehow can't bear silence. If my wife is angry with me, I will still ask her to shout at me instead of being silent. The same rule applies in the class. If you are not happy with me, please shout at me at least. I'll feel happy. Scott Tiger ORC. All right. So we are connected back. It's only the buffer size has, put the screen really big. So let me minimize it. I should be in a better shape. Oh, I'm increasing it rather than reducing it. Okay. So someone had questions here. Satya, to everyone. Same 56. That's fine. Okay. Lalita, I see you are there, but then you're not connected over the microphone. I don't know if you are able to hear me. Because I saw there were two logins and you got disconnected on one login which had the microphone and now you are without microphone. Which means you have to redial in by using computer. So let me help her. Or Shiva, if at all you could call Lalita or you let her know how to actually call in back. She is right now here in class, but she is not able to hear me. So how she should do, what you need to do, just in case the same thing happened for anyone, if you go onto the top screen, there is something called audio. When you click on the audio, you have two options here. Use phone and using computer for audio. So now she has to go in here and click on use computer for audio. Only then she will be able to join back in the session. You see here, there is a button also in the chat browser here, audio. She has to click on the audio button. So my friend Lalita, if you at all you are having trouble, please call our phone number. Someone will be able to help you, or click on audio and then help. All right. So what I was trying to show you, I was trying to show you about string operations, which means most of the times we know what we want, but some of the times we feel we are not 100% confident what we want, and we want to search based on a clue. For example, you wanted to search for a person whose name starts with E. So you want to find out who are all the employees in your organization that has a name starting with E. Can anyone advise me how can I do it? Okay. Okay, if Lalita it is not working, drop off and coming back. It should work. Just drop off from the call. The reason Lalita is not able to connect is she joined this same meeting twice from her browser, because accidentally sometimes you'll happen to have a second screen there. You click on connect, it will connect one more time. So because it got dropped off, the default audio is taken away by the first WebEx session, and the second WebEx session does not have an audio option itself. That is the reason she could not connect. And Tina, you are using the phone. I know it is going to be very tough for you to hold the phone in hand unless you have a Bluetooth, or unless you have some headset for your landline phone.
I'm using a headset.
Yeah, then you are fine. Or else you are going to complain the side effect of attending Ganesh Batula classes, hand pain. That's the side effect. All right. So in here, the question on the table, how do I find, if at all I want all the employees that has a name starting with E? It's as simple as select star from EMP, where E name like. Is it not very simple? I like rice or I like roti. Only two things. Then you will have to be very specific in what kind of a rice, or else he will give whatever he has. In the same way here, if I am saying E, no rows selected. So there are no people with a name starting with E. Instead, I'm checking for people who have a name starting with A. Alan and Adam in my academy are the two people that have the name starting with A. In the same way, you can check it with B. You got it. Now I will give you a tricky question. What if I wanted to check how many people in the organization have the name starting with A and ending with S? How do you do it? How many people in my employee table has a name starting with A and ending with S? Any thoughts?
Yeah.
My friend Satya has given one of it. Well, let me try. But you can try him. Go ahead, Nirmala.
Yeah, where you name like you mentioned B, starting with B or A?
Yeah, we can say A.
Yeah, starting with percentage and ename, ending ename like percentage E, something like that.
Yeah, ending with S.
Okay.
So only one person. Adam has a name starting with A and ending with S. So here the percentage symbol can be used to find out the string operation. So string operation, why they call it string operation in the reporter, or the TV channels or the news channels, it's the same way. You went there randomly, you could, find out a fact. That's all it is. That is called as a string operation. All right. In the same way, there are more operators. Instead of on percentage, there is one more operator like underscore. You are right, Satya. Whatever you have given is right. So let us see what is my presentation talking about an underscore. It says percentage. The percentage character matches any substring. Underscore. The underscore character matches any character. What does it mean? Any character and any substring. Find the names of all customers whose street name includes substring with a main. Whereas match the name here. Main followed by and percentage symbol, and they have given an escape character. Escape character is not required. And then SQL supports a variety of string operations such as concatenation, converting them into upper, lower, and vice versa, finding string length, extraction, substring. These are all several operations. But you can also use underscore. So underscore is for character matches any character. What does that mean? So you are particularly pointing it out with a character instead of the entire, substring. So I never tried using character, underscore. So let us try it out. What will happen? God knows. There is no harm. See here, no rows selected. Because you are using an underscore here, it says no rows selected. So I think it is actually Lalita calling in. So one of you please help her. Shiva, could you please help her to connect back to the session? So in here, if you wanted to, actually look for is for single character. Yes, you are right, Satya. You are right. It is for single character. That is, you say underscore A. No rows selected. No rows selected. Why is it not selecting any rows? All we have to do is the number of characters. You are doing number of underscores will give you number of characters. You see here. If I write like this, it will list me all those employees with 5 names or 5 characters in their name. You see here. I have given 5 underscores. You can count on the e-name that has 5 characters in it. All these employees have 5 characters in the name, and I have given 5 underscores. If I make it 4, let us say, I don't think there is an employee that has 4. Oh, there is. You see here, for 4 characters there are 3 employees. For 5 characters there are around 7 employees. Isn't it fantastic? SQL is very good that it can guess even a woman's mind. Women will have, in general, I see always a little bit of confusion when they go into a shop. They want to buy a pink color, but still in the pink they want again several flavors of pink. That is where when they don't like it, the attendant or the shopkeeper will try to open every pink dress, every pink possible dress in front of them. At least in India we have that way of shopping, not in the United States. Everything in the shop that has a pink color, he will open and show you. It is the same kind in SQL statement. If when you are in a confused mode, you can use a percentage or an underscore so that you get the data that is more or less, or it mimics, or it is alike. It is similarities are there. So in order to find a similar data, you can use like operator. That's the conclusion of it. Fantastic, my friend Satya. You are able to guess all. That's really good. All right. Lalita still have trouble to join back, but then we just can keep proceeding. But the first thing I want to find, any questions? Yeah, Lalita is back there. I can see her. She should be able to now connect to, the session with her headset. But meanwhile, do you have any questions? Looking at the like operator, looking at the other operands that we have used, plus, minus, or multiply, anything, on top of any of these, functionalities that I have shown you so far. If you have a question, please stop me, or will I proceed in a regular fashion? Alrighty. So what it was being explained here is you can always use a concatenate operator, which means you want the name and number to be concatenated. For example, you want select star from, select ename concatenated. Concatenate operator is just a pipe symbol. You have to use your shift key. Where there is a backslash, you do have this pipe symbol. Ename followed by EMP number from EMP. It will give you both of them as concatenated. It will show you as if so they are one single word instead of two different words. That is a concatenation operator. All right. So there are several operators like this. So my friend Lalita is not able to join the call because she has some trouble. So Lalita, you can use try using Firefox. Firefox. Or Google Chrome. Yeah, there are few technical challenges, but we are trying to use the best in the market. WebEx is the best in the market, all about online meetings. There, we are trying to shift to WizIQ, that's the new online education tool, but still it doesn't have the quality as WebEx. And she got dropped off again. I'm sorry about that, Lalita. You'll get enough help from my coordinator. Shiva is in class, so he'll be able to help you out. But meanwhile, let us keep proceeding in the same way. So that is a string operation. The next one is ordering the display. This is what I already have shown you, that you can order by numbers, you can order by characters. Those are all the generic two options. You can alphabetically order it, or you can order it on the number. You can also, order it on two columns. That is also permitted. Which means as simple as if you wanted to do it like this. Select star, and why do I need to write select again? I can always use an up arrow wherein I see it. You have 5 characters name, whereas you wanted to order by, e name, comma, e number. EMP number. You can always use multiple sorting order. So it will first sort by name and then it will sort by a number. So that's what it does here. So if at all two people, James and Jones, both start with a J. In that, because you told also order by the employee number, it is giving 7,900 followed by 7,566. It's an ascending order. But why did it give in a wrong way? There is a reason. Because it will not only order by the first character, it will take all the characters into the consideration. Which means it's a dictionary order. James. J-O. O comes after A. So it is always going to be the second in the line. So it is our dictionary form, nothing else. So that is how you can use. That is how you can use it. And then let us go back to the PowerPoint again. I hope we are doing up till now, we are all in a good shape. If at all there is something which you could not follow, please stop it. So now comes the favorite union operators, intersect operators, expect operators. First, let us see what is union. Any guess on what is union and how does it relate with some picture I have put in the right hand side? I have put enough efforts to search for proper pictures, in order to make this visually appealing so that you can correlate or, relate or make it adaptive to yourself. So is there any relationship between the union and the pens that are on the right hand? Find all the customers who has a loan, an account or both. In that, it is giving select customer name from depositor, union select customer name from borrower. There is a union in between.
It will give both, all records from both tables.
Fantastic. So all it is going to do is, it will select all from table 1 and also all from table 2. But how about if there are two different structures? We will see if it is possible or not. See here. Select star from EMP. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. Whereas select star from DEPT. This has only 3 columns. How can I select, if I say like this, union select star from DEPT number. What will happen? Any guess on what will happen here? The first table has about 7 columns or 8 columns. The second has only 3 columns. And you told union can select data from table 1 and table 2. If I write a query like this, it's going to bomb, saying query block has incorrect number of results of columns. What should I do now? As simple as, my friend, you have to have a valid reason to do a union operation. Without having a valid reason, why would you do a union operation? DEPT number, and then you select only DEPT number. Now it works fantastic. You see here, all it has is 10, 20, 30. Here it has 10, 20, 30, 40. So the answer for that is 10, 20, 30, 40 because it is giving the combination of both. And one good thing with union is it will only give you the common one, only one, which means it makes an automatic distinct inside. Did you notice that? It is taking from table A and table B and it is giving only the common ones between them. Or it is giving whatever is not common one, sorry. It is giving all the departments that are in table 1 and in all the departments that are in the table 2, but it is giving the unique ones only. So if at all I want all of them, let us say, due to some reason I want all of them, like this. You see here? Union all. There is union and union all that you can make use of it. And sometimes during your your organizational requirements, you might have to do union all. Sometimes you have to do only union. Why do you need to do union all? I can tell you. There can be 10 departments in one table and other 10 departments in a separate table. Then if you do an union all, it will fetch both of them. If you are only looking for what are number of departments in our in our office, then you are doing a union so that it can do all the all the number of departments that you have. All right. That is union. Whereas we have something also called as intersection. Intersection is very simple. One of you try it and you should be able to tell me. It's pretty easy. It's just opposite of union, but you have to extrapolate or you have to expand the definition of intersect. Please. Someone, try it up. I know, you can do it. This time, why don't we give opportunity for Tina. It is as simple as synonym and antonym. You can try it. Is someone able to hear me? No?
I can hear you. I heard the question.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it is as simple as Tina. Try to guess it. Try to guess it. I know you can make a proper guess looking at the data. I'm 100% sure you are hesitating, but you'll make a proper guess. Go for it.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Okay. So select department number from EMP, union, select department number from department has given me a result as 10, 20, 30, 40. What if I wanted to select the intersection between two? What would be the result? Intersection is nothing but those departments that exist in table 1 and those departments that exist in table 2. Satya, you are telling it is column, but it is actually row. You see here. The answer for it is 10, 20, 30. 40th department doesn't exist in the employee table. You see here. Department 40 does not exist in the employee table, whereas it exists in the department table. You see here. It exists in the department table. So when I say intersect, it is giving only those common ones between these two. Whereas in union, it is giving those which are in A, those which are in B, those which are, in a mutually exclusive, which is not in A and not in B. You see that? That is the difference between intersection and union. You see here. Intersection, sorry, I have used the wrong query there. So union, this is union and this is intersection. If you look at it side by side, you will come. Hold on. You see here. So I have written the same query. The first query I used this one. Select department from EMP. Union, select department number from department. Whereas the second query I am using select department number from EMP. Intersect, select department number from department. The answer for the first one is 10, 20, 30, 40. Whereas for the second one is 10, 20, 30. Because 40 does not exist in table 1. It exists only in table 2. So it will not give the answer because it is not common between those two. So intersection is giving what is common between you and me. Whereas union is giving, like Tina is very good in cooking, Tina is very good in flying, Tina is very good in badminton, and Ganesh Batula is very good in teaching, very good in the hammering, very good in let us say cleaning, all that. So if you are asking the union of both Tina and Ganesh Batula, then it can give you those common qualities that we have and a unique quality that Tina has. Whereas intersection will give only common qualities. Only common quality between Tina and Ganesh Batula is they are humans, right? So intersection will give only that common quality. Whereas union will give all kinds of different characteristics that are in Tina and that also are in Ganesh. Both together it can display together. Does that make sense? Any confusion, guys? I can extrapolate or expand it. Just in case you did not follow, please raise your hand. I can do it. So I might have to, stop it here. The reason, if you are feeling it is too much of data, I'm wondering if at all you are feeling it too much of information at a time. If you are feeling so, I can stop it here. No, should not overload your brain. But if you are feeling comfortable, I will continue at least for next half an hour so that I have a couple of more items that I wanted to cover. Your wish. So is it mind saturated or your mind is still ready to go? How about everyone in the class? Are you okay that we can continue, or do you feel it is too much that we have to stop?
Yeah, I'm good, Ganesh.
Okay, then let's continue. So don't worry about the union and intersection. Once you practice, it is very easy. They are very common things, It is only because you never wrote a query, you did not, get the answer. But if you write a query or you remember or recollect your 10th class mathematics, you are good, you can do it. Now comes a very good aggregate function. We are all very happy to aggregate all this. We want the sum of my salary and your salary and everyone's salary in the class. Or you want, only your salary and the average of the salary in the class. Or you want who is earning maximum in the class. Or you want to just count on how many people in the class. These are all the functionalities that are named as aggregate functions. You get me, guys? It is as simple as, yesterday we already wrote a query here. It is select sum of salary from here. Oh, there is no salary column. It is salary. You see here? It is giving the total salary of 11 employees or 14 employees in EMP table. What if I wanted to find the average salary? It is AVG. You see here, the average salary of all the employees is 2,078 rupees or dollars, whatever you want to call it. Whereas count the number of employees. You see here, you can always count even on salary. You see here, so that it gives the individual count. It doesn't matter how many duplicate salaries are there. It will just give you the count of the record. It's more or less like that. And what was the other one? We had three of the fourth one. What was that? Average, sum,
minimum, maximum.
Minimum, maximum. Fantastic. Thank you, my friend. Select max of sal from EMP. You have an answer. The same way, select min of sal from EMP. These are total simple mathematical operations. So it doesn't really take much time to learn this. It is, all you have to do is recollect your early days of school, 5th class, 6th class, 7th class. Then you are fantastic in SQL. That's all you are doing in writing a SQL statement. It's not going to be really tough. Just try once or twice. You should be successfully able to make use of it. And then aggregate functions using group by. My favorite topic, grouping. What does it mean by grouping? So, Mr. Ganesh Batula, so far you are giving me the total salary of employees in the entire organization. Can you give me sum of salaries in individual departments? Is that query here? How do you
by
do
department?
Fantastic. So it is as simple as, you see here, I am just asking in English, but it will respond in mathematics. Group by DEPT member. But in order for me to know which department it is, I have to put the department. You see, my friend, it's quite simple and easy. It's nearer to English. If you see here now, department 30, the sum of salary is 9,400, 20 is 10,955, 10 is 8,750. It's amazing that it can, group it as you require. And you might ask me, can you group by more than one column? Can you group by, department number and also designation, let us say. Is that a possibility, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, all you need to do is group by department, comma. Do anyone in the class remember, can recollect what was the column name for, designation? Okay, my friend remembers everything. Mr. Satya told it job. Yes, you are fantastic, my friend. But here, I could not see, job as part of the select statement. So if you wanted to include job, then it makes sense. You see here, job, comma. So department 20, all the clerks, the salary you are giving is 1980. Department 30, for all salesmen, the salary is 5,600. Even now you see like it came up as 20, 30, 20, 30, 10. If I want to order by, can I add order by here? Where do I need to add order by? Please tell me. So at first I told you have to add it here after the table. Can I add it here? Order by DEPT number and group by this. Is this the right statement?
No, it's wrong.
So what is wrong with the statement?
Order by department number and something like that. I think you can use a logical operator.
You see here, it says select statement ended, properly ended, improperly, not properly ended. The reason is order by is the last part of the select statement, always. Because ordering is only for your screen. It is only ordering on your screen. It is not ordering the table itself. It is not manipulating the data. It is only for your screen. You see here, you will have to give it as order by department number, DEPT number. This is right. So now it ordered saying department number 10, clerks get 1300, managers get 2450, president get 5000. Department 20, analysts get 6000, clerk get 1980, managers get 2975, and then department 30, clerks get 1950, manager get 2850, and then salesman get 5600. Isn't it fantastic? The mathematics is being performed just in 2 seconds. Not even 2 seconds, it's a fraction of a second. If you and I have to sit down and write, take a calculator and do it, we will surely make a mistake. We will mess up, we will add across the department, we will miss a person within the department. What about average? You see here, it can give the average salary of a person that has a designation as clerk and by department. The average person of an employee in each department by his designation is the same. All you need to do is, instead of sum, you can put an average there. Oh, I think I missed the AVG here. It still is showing as sum. AVG. You see here? So the above and below almost the same except for you see department 20, clerk's average salary is 990, whereas here 1980. So there we are summing up, here we are taking the average. Average will be almost half of the amount. It's more or less, not even half. It is kind of, if you are earning 1000, I am earning 850, the other one is earning 1150, the average salary will be still 1000, kind of thing. Alright? These are all basic mathematics, guys. So we don't need to really struggle to learn all this. We'll have to just recollect mathematics. Alrighty. Alright, that is about the group by function. The very important point I have to mention about group by is, group by can have only that column that is part of the select statement. You cannot have something in the select statement and miss it in the group by, which means it is like this. That's the most important and a valuable point I have to have. You see here. Here we are grouping up. You see here. We are grouping up by department, by job. It is fantastic. What if I wanted to also find what is the hire date? Is that something possible? If I add a hire date directly here, what is going to happen? Is any guess? Any guess on this? I'm adding select department number, job, hire date, sum of salary, but in the group by class, I have only department number and job. What will happen? This is logically wrong. Why is it logically wrong? Yes, you are grouping the data by department and job, and you wanted to display it by hire date. How can it display? It cannot. So, if at all you want the hire date also to be considered for your grouping, then you have to include it in the group by class also. So, whatever is part of select statement, only that can be added to the group, but not vice versa. Anything need not be part of a group by statement. Anything can be part of a group by statement. You need not include it in the select statement. That is also a possibility. Because you see here, very simple theory here. If I wanted to find the sum of salary, I wanted to group by all of them, but still, if I am giving it like this, it's actually meaningless. But it permits. It permits because you are grouping by department number, job and hire date. It has displayed the salary, but it doesn't tell you which department salary is this, what did you group on. So, in general, the best practice is whatever you have in the select statement, give it in the group by class. If you don't have it, you don't give it. If you don't want it, you don't give it, because this will confuse saying you are giving some of the salaries. Based on what? Is it department? Is it job? Is it, the hire date? What is it? No one knows. So, you make sure that you get it in the right way. Alrighty. Any questions so far, guys? Are we doing good, okay, bad? Alright. Aggregate function and provides. Now comes a fantastic join relationship. This is my favorite topic. This is how humans connect. Relationships. What is the relationship between you and me? What is the relationship between you and me? If you understand that, you are good. You can understand this one as well. So we have only last two slides. Yeah, the relationship between you and me is teacher and student. So what is the relationship between a banker and you? A banker and Mr. Nanda Prasad. What is the relationship between Bank of America and Nanda Prasad, or Wells Fargo and Nanda Prasad?
I'm the customer for the bank.
Right. So everything in the world is in the relational world. If you are calling, what am I to my neighbor? You are a neighbor. There is a relationship between you two. What will be my relationship between me and my neighbor? Friends, tenants, floor mates, benchmates. If you are not his friend, even you can say he is my benchmate. I heard this term. If two people sharing a bench, if you ask him who is he, if he is not your friend, you can still have a small relationship. Benchmate. So what it means is any two tables that are connected based on any kind of relationship that they might have. Department might be in common, job might be in common, hire date could be common. There is some kind of a relationship between two tables. If you are establishing that relationship, then it is called as RDBM, Relational Database Management. So that is what is a join operator. So Now is the important thing, how we fix that Cartesian join. You all remember, I have written a statement like this. Select star from EMP, comma DEPT. It gave me 56 records. It's the same statement. If I tweak a little bit from EMP or, okay, from EMP, comma DEPT, join, okay, it is a little bit different format, so let me do it. EMP, select star from EMP, join DEPT on EMP.DEPT number is equal to DEPT.DEPT number. This might or might not work because we have to give an alias, but let us go. It works. 14 records. Now you are giving a direct relationship. This is called as an inner join. You are asking it, only display me if there is a department in the department table and there are people in the employee table that belong to this department, is the question. So now the Cartesian product is gone because you are giving a definite relationship. As I told you, there are 100 women, 100 men. If you ask them to form into groups, they cannot form into groups themselves. If you tell them people below 20 years form one group, people who are all married form one group, people who are all unmarried form one group, people who are all retired form one group. So now you are establishing a relationship between them, saying, okay, unmarried people get separated, married people get separated, kids get separated. In the same way, in a table, you are defining a relationship saying, if the department number matches between employee table and department table, give me only those records. What if there are employees that does not belong to any department, or what if there are any departments that does not have employees? We will talk about that. First, how many of you understand the inner join? Before I go to the outer join, how many of you understand the inner join?
I think inner join is the unconditional common items.
Correct. You are correct. Inner join is as simple as the common condition, the common relationship between two people. It is kind of shake handing. If I extend my hand to Nanda Prasad, he will extend his hand to me and we both shake hands. Right? That is what is inner join. Now we will talk about a very simple outer join. So let me give you the definition of joins before I talk about outer join, because that is the last thing for today. Join operators take two relations and return as a result of another relation. So it is, you are joining by department number and you are just returning those results which what kind of a relationship they have. You can have more than one relationship between two people. You can be sister-in-law and brother-in-law, but after getting married, you become wife and husband. After having kids, you become mother and father. After retiring, you become grandson and grandma and grandpa. It is the same person represented throughout the organization in a different way. So that is always a possibility. It depends upon the action. It depends upon the situation. So join operators are like that. But now I have to tell you that there are 4 different types of joins. What are those? See here. Oh, where did I list it? I should have listed it somewhere. Oh, sorry. I did not look at the box. Join type. There are 4 types of joins. Inner join, left outer join, right outer join, full outer join. What does it mean? So generic requirement in the word. At the end of 30th of every month, you will get your salary, or on the first day of your month, you get your salary. Now, I am giving you a business query, asking you, give me the list of people who has joined before April 30th, so that I can, or April 1st, so that I can pay for them on May 1st. So how will you write a query? And it is in the relationship, because employee table is one and salary table is other. In the same way, right now we have written between department and employee, or let us put it really simple. Which department in our company does not have an employee? It is as simple as here. Select star from DEPT. You see there are 4 departments, whereas select star from EMP. Not star from, actually. It is DEPT number, I will say distinct, DISTINCT. You see here, distinct department number from EMP. It is 10, 20 and 30. Now, I wanted to display those employees that are part of the department and also that department which does not have an employee. How do I do it is the question. So if you look at my join condition, I have joined as select star from EMP. Let me do a clear screen. So that it comes on the top of the screen. Easy for you. You see here. So I'm saying select star from EMP, join the department table on department number is equal to department number of department. You see here, I am establishing a relationship based on their department number. Now, the query has to be tweaked in order to find out those departments which does not have employees. How do I find it? Very simple. Very simple. So let me tweak the query a little bit here. I'm first selecting department so that I get only the department records and selecting the EMP. And now if I select star from department, join EMP on EMP department number is equal to department number dot department. Why is it giving like this? It should not give like this. I'm sorry there. Oh, Lalita is still trying. Unfortunately, she has very good patience. If at all I was the person, I would have ran out for a movie. But let me see if she could join and we could spend a little bit of time with her. So, or else, because it's a lot of information today, whatever I have given, I wanted to, end the class a little early. But first thing is, anything that you did not understand, I have time. I can repeat n number of times. Really, trust me. I have patience. I have enough patience. If all you have to do is raise your hand and ask for a question. I will be with you. Because if I repeat without you asking, which means I am mad. I'm underestimating my candidates. It's like that. Any questions, guys? Inner join, outer join, don't worry about it. I will explain it to you. If you understand the inner join, outer join can be explained in a really easy way. If you don't understand it, then we are in trouble.
Can you explain it one more time, please?
Perfectly. Sure, Tina. Here is what. Let us not worry about how we do it in SQL. So she has the same problem. Hey, can I put you on hold for like 1 minute? I will help. I will help her. So, Lalita, I'm passing you presenter, right? I'm passing you presenter, right? Share the screen to me, and then I will be able to help you. Sorry guys, this is also important for you. Anytime you can also end up in this problem, I will be able to help you in the same way. So let me make her the presenter here. So that I can see her screen. Okay, now you are the presenter, Lalita. And then I will ask you to allow control. I can control her computer from my computer. So that is also possible within Webex. So let me ask her to share her screen. Yeah, the good thing is it is not just about learning SQL. If you are going into an organization, even the Webex experience is also required. The reason is in the United States, all meetings happen online entirely. Now the world has changed. No one invites you to a meeting room. They will send you a Webex request or a go-to-meeting request. So you have to learn yourself doing all this. So the good thing is in class, you are also getting an opportunity to learn all this, which means you will turn as an experienced person. So now I am requesting Lalita to give me the control rights. And right now, whatever you are seeing, I am controlling her desktop. So sitting in my own office, I could see what is Lalita doing, and I am able to help her, which is fantastic. So yeah, it will be a little bit slow, no doubt about it. So it's taking a little time, but it will come up. It will not take a long time for me to fix it. It is as simple as click of a button. It's a little bit slow here because she's using the broadband. Broadband is, I think, wireless. Okay, I could not click on it. It's too slow. Can I close this? Now all we need to do is go to the audio button and then do it. Yeah, but it's a little bit slow here. Okay. Yeah, to control her desktop is really slow. Okay, let me ask Lalita itself. I can debug it while she is moving. So let me chat with her, or let me get on the phone. It makes it easier. Her life and my life. Yeah, if any one of you also come across the same problem, that is the reason I'm trying to take a couple of minutes here to show, because this is the same problem you might face anytime. Let me call her. Lalita? Hello? So is Lalita not available? Yeah. So I am her trainer actually. She is right now in class. So it is a 9011040416, is it? Oh, I have the other number too. No worries. I have the other number too. Thank you. Is it Lalita? Yeah. 1 second, Lalita. I passed back the control to you. So all you need to do is now show me the WebEx link. Yeah. So no, the WebEx screen, please. Keep it in screen sharing. And the only thing you need to do is click on the audio button on the right hand. That's all. Okay, the other option is on top of the Cisco, you have file, edit, share, view audio. Even there? Yeah, there you have speaker and microphone audio test. So you might want it to test the audio so that if at all there is a problem, you'll come to know. Just next to the file, you have audio. There is file, edit, share, view and audio. So just click on audio and have a speaker microphone audio test. So when you, or why don't you do this? I don't think you have a US voice number, but why don't you call in from Google? Do you have Google Talk? Yeah, you can call in from Skype. From Skype, if you just click 650-479-3207, you'll be in the call. 479-3207. And the access code you have, you can click on the audio, you will see the access code actually. 198. I can ping you even on your chat browser. Yeah, 189-387-330. You can always use that number. So if Skype does not work, Gmail ZTAC has it free of cost. You can call any number in US country. All right, try it. Not a problem. Anyhow, we are recording the session. You can always listen. No issues. Okay, thank you. So, could you please also pass me the presenter rights again, Shiva? Because I gave it away to Lalita, and I'm very sorry for people who are in the class because she has definitely very good desire to come back into the class. So she's continuously there. So I try to be helpful for her, but it seems like there is some issue on her. So or else it's as simple as going to the audio button and making sure your audio is working. You see here there is an audio button there. If you click on audio, it has to come up. If you wanted to test your speaker, all right, let me get the first, this 10 minutes or 5 minutes would have given a refreshing thought for you. Now let me explain you the inner join in a better manner. I know it is a little bit complex in order to understand inner join, but let us try it together. I can create data in front of you instead of using the existing data, and then we'll be able to understand. The only complex thing in SQL is to understand the join, but I will make it 100% easy that you understand. Look at the screen, please. Select star from EMP. So, Tina, if you look at this, how many departments do you have on the right hand?
Your screen is hung up, Ganesh. I can only see a green screen. I cannot see anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
You're not sharing actually, I think.
Okay, got it. I'm sharing only one application. So there is an option to share one application or the full screen. Here. Tina, now could you be able to see what do you see in the department numbers here? In the query that you are looking at.
Okay, yeah, I can see 20, 30, 10, all those numbers.
So there is no 40 actually. So forget about 40. Now, how do I get department name is a question for me. Because there is only department number here. So where do I have it is the first question. So let me clear screen. You see here, if I go to department table, DEPT, I have department number 10 as New York, department number 20 as Dallas, department 30 as Chicago. It is clearly visible. But I don't have department names in my employee table. Do everyone agree with it? You see here. So now my intention is I have to go and get department name along with all the employee data in the employee table. How do I do it is the first question. Very simple. If you look at this particular screen, in the right hand side, I wanted to display department name instead of department number. That is the question. How do I do it? It's very simple. 100%. You see here, still I am writing the same query. Select star from EMP. I am giving it a dummy name called as A. So because I am giving it a dummy name called as A, I am also doing an A star. So this will not change anything. Just for your explanation purpose, I am doing it. So it is only I am giving an alias name. I am calling EMP table as A. That's fine. You forget about it. Now I will join table A to table B. That is the DEPT. I am calling it as B. So now I am asking you, what am I joining on? What is the condition? What is the relationship between me and my wife? Or what is the relationship between two people? Any way you see it, you have to give a condition. Because we are married, we have a marriage relationship. That is, we are partners. We are, wife and husband. So that is the same thing I have to write as on A dot DEPT number is equal to table B dot DEPT number. So the relationship between table A and table B is department number only. So my requirement is I wanted to get department name. How do I get it? I'm getting all the records from table A and only one record from table B. That is D name. Now you will 100%. You see here. I have all the employee data along with department name. That is in the table B. Is it now clear? So in order to get the full information of the department number, I joined it to the department table and I am saying a common relationship between employee and department. That is by the department number. So I am joining between employee table for department 10 to the employee to the department number, department table, department number 10, and it displays the department name as accounting. So all if you relate it yourself, what is the relationship between you and your mother? How do you connect it? The same connection here. The same connection here. What is the relationship between a man and woman? You have to define. If they are married, they become wife and husband. If they are not married, which means they are independent. They cannot come into the same display because they are not married. They don't have any connection. Which means if I am connecting department number 10 and 20, because they are not common. They cannot connect to each other. You have to connect department number 10 to 10, 20 to 20. That's what I did in an inner join. Is it anything clear or still not clear? If it is not clear, you can still say it is not clear. I will try in one more method. I have several of these methods. If this doesn't work, even I will go to the next one.
So I get the fact that okay, I get the result. I see that you're trying to do what you're trying to do. I get it, but I don't. I'm having a hard time understanding your command.
Okay, so let us do this. I am removing the join condition here. I am not joining them. I am not giving the condition. I am just joining them. What will happen? I am telling select A dot star, which means everything, and B dot D name from employee name A and from employee A and department B. I am not giving, or I am not telling the system how should it join them together. So which means I am not giving a thread to you, but asking you to connect to two strings. So in order to knot both the strings, you have to give a condition. Both should be like a thread, or both should be wire, both should be metals. Only then it can join. You see now, if I press enter now, it says missing keyword, which means when I am trying to join two tables, I have to mention what is the condition. That is the same condition I am trying to give it as. The syntax is on A dot DEPT number is equal to B dot DEPT number, which means you are asking the system saying, go and look at the data, look at if there is a department 10 in the department table, and the same department is there in the employee table. If it is there, then get the department name for me, because I don't know the department name. That is what is in the connection. So you are establishing a connection. That is what is the relationship.
Got it. Okay.
All right. And anyhow, when you practice, you are definitely going to get it, because it is SQL. It is very easy. It is very nearer to your English language. But still, there are few syntax errors. So SQL will compile if you make a syntax error. If you see, if I remove the join condition here, it is giving me a syntax error. It says missing keyword. So definitely when you type in the remaining, you will come to know, oh, because I did not specify any condition, it is failing. You see here? So that is the beauty of SQL. It is very simple. It is as good as talking in English. Okay, my friend Satya is asking a question here. He needs a query to display department name, number, and names of employees working in it, grouping by department name. Okay, why don't we write it? So you want it by department names. Anyhow, number is going to be common, and the names of employees. Fantastic. That's a very simple query. Let us write it down. So did everyone understand his question? You can see in the chat browser. Whenever someone tries to chat to everyone, your chat browser will blink. So Satya is asking for a query. He wanted to display department name, department number, names of all the employees that are working, and he wanted it to be grouped by department name. You are asking a little bit, a tricky query here, because you don't need to group it in order to get the department name, number, and their names. But if you are trying to display them all together, is the trouble. We will do it. It's not a big deal, but we will do it. So let me first write a basic query. Oh, sorry. I have written the clear screen in the in one of the chat windows that I was chatting with Lalit. I'm sorry. So it's just clear screen. So I cleared it. Now you look at it. Select whatever he wanted. We have to write in the select class. SELECT. He want department name. So it is D name, comma, DEPT number, comma, he want employee names actually. So because he want employee names, let us differentiate A dot, and then B dot, E name. This is only for the differentiation. I am giving it as A and B. And then he wants it from these two tables actually. One is a DEPT, I named it as A, join, EMP, I named it as B, on A dot DEPT number is equal to B dot DEPT number. So this is what actually he wanted. But then he is asking me to group, which means he don't want the accounting to be displayed more than, the department name to be displayed more than one. Is that the requirement, my friend? Yes. So all he is wanting is, we don't want the accounting department name to be repeated more than once. Right now it is repeating. So he doesn't want that. What is the solution here? It's a complex query. What is he is asking is a little bit complex. It's not like extremely complex, but he is asking for, I want it to be displayed only once. It is right now displaying price. This is a logic. You have to, think through for some time. You have to apply several SQLs, but then, because there are basic users, right now you are in learning stage. If I start showing up that particular method, it might even turn a little bit confusing. So I will take this query only for circuit. We can obviously do it. It is going to be a little bit confusing if at all I am trying to do it in the class. So we need not worry about this particular requirement. He is asking, he wanted to, or because every one of you are excited to learn SQL, take it as a challenge question. Take it as a challenge question. You will find an answer in the internet. All he needs is display the accounting. It is now displaying price because there are 3 employees. He wanted it to be displayed only once because the right hand side is employees that are belonging to this particular department. He is not interested in having them twice, or even research is there for 5 times. Sales is there for 6 times. He want it only one time. How do I do it? You might, you simply say, can't we use distinct? Is that an option? Can't I use distinct is an option? If you are making it distinct, you see here, the entire data is not distinct. But here, if you are calling it as distinct only for department name, that is the problem here. So I will answer you, my friend. Just after the class, we will sit and work on it. But if at all we are able to understand, the SQL that to join 2 tables, we are done for today, and we will do the rest of the things in the next week class. Because if I go to the outer joins without practicing the inner join, I know it is going to be quite confusing for everyone. So let me take any questions if you have, and then we will wrap it up for today, and we'll catch up on next week. Next week, how many of you are willing to tweak the time zone? Because I wanted to make it easy for Nandakumar and Tina. So because Lalita cannot hear me, I will check with her, and please look for generally we send the meeting request before Wednesday night. That is a general standard that we maintain, so that you have 2 days ahead to think about and make your arrangements. So I will try to, make it a little bit early, maybe 1 hour early, so that it is friendly for our East Coast people. Because it is too late for them, I pity that they are losing their sleep. Okay, I see Tina. So, but I will try to at least make it an hour early so that you can go to bed at least an hour. So if you are okay with it, then we are okay with it. All right, my friends, if there are any questions so far, I'm ready. I can take the questions, clarify it. If you say you have no more questions, then we'll call it a day. We'll catch up next week. Next week, the orientation is more towards Oracle, more operators, more functions, more date functions, then differentiation between Oracle and SQL Server. I will take that concept. Then you all will be happy that you can work in Oracle or SQL Server. Definitely the same SQL works for both. I will show you how you make it work. It is whatever we are doing, you execute the same statement in SQL Server, it works fantastic. The only thing we need to do is add more functions and see how do we differentiate between Oracle and SQL Server. All right.